in. Senator John McCain is coming up, then Phil Sims, Dr. Phil, I just mentioned, is here.
Yeah.
Cardinal Egan will be over. We got a letter from George Bush, 41, and a check for the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund for $5,000 from President Bush and his wife, Barbara. So I'm going to read the letter he wrote me.
All right.
Then I'll read the letter I wrote him. I'll be sending him today.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to sever that relationship. And then yesterday, I got a Christmas card, well, a holiday card, from John Kerry and Teresa Hines, Charles.
When?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
It's January,
I
for
understand
God's
that.
sakes. The middle of January.
So I get my mail 4 or 5 different places. One of the places I get it says MSNBC. And sometimes they give it to me when I'm here every day. Other times they send it over to Julie, and she gives it to me. So it's a nice picture of the senator and Teresa. Oh, as you know, I like both of them.
Sure.
But it says, Happy Holidays. This is January 19th.
Holy Toledo.
We wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season, and we pray that 2006 brings peace and joy to all our families and to our nation. We have great hope for our country knowing you are there.
January the 18th, you received that.
Well, maybe the holidays are referred to as a Chinese New Year.
Could be.
I'm not sure. And then on the back it says, paid for, my wife pointed this out to me,
Yeah.
paid for by friends of John Kerry.
Yeah, she's standing right next to him.
So what? Here's what I was thinking. Can't these two bastards
Buy a Christmas card?
buy some Christmas cards?
Honest to God, and get them out like, well...
And get them out on time?
Before Christmas, maybe? Maybe that is an early Christmas card for 2006.
Well, all right. No, I don't think so. I mean, that's the problem. It's just always about a week late. In this case, 3 weeks. Now, McCain, I got his. He always sends a photograph of him and his wife and kids. It's a pretty nice-looking group of folks.
Certainly is.
They always get that on time.
Yep.
I don't know. Anyway, George Bush's letter in a second. First, let's talk to Jim Miklashevsky, who's at the Pentagon, and to see what he's got on his mind. Hi, Jim.
Good morning, Don.
What's going on?
Well, you know, there's some interesting developments in the case of this 28-year-old Christian Science Monitor reporter, Jill Carroll, who was kidnapped. As we've all seen by now, there have been a couple of videos released. Actually, one video really aired by Al Jazeera in a couple of different snippets. The latest picture, though, shows her sitting on a bare floor in a bare room, surrounded by 3 armed gunmen. Known as the Revenge Brigade. But the most interesting development overnight came when the U.S. military has apparently, and I haven't had it confirmed yet this morning, but they've apparently agreed and will defer to Iraqi officials and release 6 of 8 women that they currently have detained there in Iraq. The kidnappers had demanded that the U.S. military release all women held in U.S. custody, or Jill Carroll would be killed by, I guess the deadline is sometime tomorrow now. The Iraqi spokesmen say, however, that this was part of a scheduled review of the prisoner status, that it has nothing at all to do with the kidnappers. One has to question that, but why now? I think everybody's eager to see this woman released as soon as possible.
How many female prisoners are there?
Well, there were only 8. You know,
What about the other 2?
No, there were 8, and they're going to release 6. Then 2 would remain, and they haven't released. They haven't released the 6 quite yet. There was a similar demand made a couple of years ago when another woman was kidnapped, but at that time the U.S. military had no women in custody. So I'm not. You know, this Revenge Brigade, by the way, is a group that nobody's ever heard of. If you look at the video, they don't look like the kidnappers we've seen before. One appears to be dressed in an Adidas sweatsuit, and when they released this video... Pardon me?
Maybe it's Al Sharpton.
Well, but, you know, when they released this video, they released it, and apparently people are talking on the video, but there's no audio. So one has to wonder just just what this particular group is and what their actual demands are.
And this attempt to kill al-Zawahiri in Pakistan, what's the latest fallout from that?
Well, Pakistani intelligence officials are saying that four al-Qaeda were killed, including several Egyptians with close ties to al-Qaeda number 2, Ayman al-Zawahiri, including a fellow by the name of Midhat Mersi, also known as, Bernie pointed out earlier, Abu Kebab al-Masri, who essentially was Osama bin Laden's top bomb maker. He said to personally has trained shoe bomber Richard Reed and the so-called 20th 9/11 hijacker Moussaoui.
Yeah.
But U.S. officials are very cautious here. They point out that this identification of Masri and 3 others is based only on intelligence gathering. They have no bodies, and so they're not willing to jump on this bandwagon quite yet. They've been accused many times of fabricating, as you brought up this morning. How many times are we going to kill the number 2 or number 3? So they're being very cautious. They don't want to say anything in terms of the identity of whoever was killed there, but they are confident because they were tracking these individuals for about 2 weeks before they hit that village, that several high-ranking al-Qaeda members were there at the time. Now, whether they were killed is anybody's guess right now, but they're also growing increasingly pessimistic. In fact, they're all but resigned now to the fact that they did not get Ayman al-Zawahiri.
Then you're going to Iraq tomorrow, right?
I am.
Why?
I'm going to spend some time with the U.S. military. Take a look at what they're doing. They've got some new programs underway in terms of training the police. There's almost a complete turnover of a lot of the military leaders there that's occurred over the past several months, and it's always good to get out, talk to them, see what they're thinking, see what's going on, and it is invaluable, Don. And you know how bright and inspirational some of these young military men and women can be, because you talk about them. Well, you've talked about them all this week. To sit down late at night and just jaw with the troops on the ground, the people who are really putting their lives on the line on the front lines every day. It's amazingly uplifting when you sit down and talk to them.
Remarkable human beings, and this young man we talked to here a couple of days ago, Sergeant Brian Newman, who lost his left arm. It's one of the most, I've seen a lot of people come through here.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the most remarkable people Charles and I have ever seen, just in his use of the English language and his ability to articulate his thoughts. It's like talking to Michael Beschloss or somebody. I mean, it's just, the guy's remarkable.
Well, even not in a combat zone, when you sit down with so many of these young men and women in the military, 18, 19, 20 years old, who are flying airplanes, driving ships, in charge of elaborate, complicated weapon systems, it's an amazing group of young Americans. It is inspirational. And when you sit down with them on the ground, they're sitting there with their M16s across their lap. There's no spin there. No, let me tell you. They're telling you like it is, and I always look forward to the opportunity to do it.
You take care of yourself. Jim Michalczewski, NBC News, Pentagon. 14 minutes after the hour here in the Imus-1 program. Well, I got this letter from George Bush, 41, and it reads, a plus a $5,000 check made out to the Fallen Heroes Fund. They're trying to build that, they are going to build that rehab center down there at San Antonio. And we need to raise around $10 million, and we're probably well over $1 million now toward that 10. Dear Imus, I have asked your friend and mine, the mighty Jim Nance, to get this message to you. For the last 2 days, starting at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, Barbara and I have tuned in, enjoying it, well, most of it. We sure appreciate what you're doing for our wounded heroes. Now we are responding, albeit modestly, to your heartfelt, important plea to support the Training Skills Facility at Brooke. The check's in the mail, as they say. Well, they did send it. Now, Imus, did I hear you moving your wrinkled face under that droopy hat, calling me drooling old 41? If so, I suggest you cross the street if you see Barbara coming your way. Hi, man. Listen to some of those great guys around you a little more. Listen to Charles, Bernie, and Bo Dietl. And don't be so darn mean to our president. And next year when you come to Portsmouth, come out in my boat with me. I'll make a true believer of you. Good luck as you go about helping those soldiers who have given so much for our country. Thank you for that, and may God bless them. George Bush, still alert and charging.
Everybody's talking about how Quaker oatmeal helps lower cholesterol.
She had a worry about her cholesterol.
He doesn't know what it means to have a problem. Congratulations, the rest of us have a problem. I decided to eat Quaker oatmeal for 30 days. It just gobbles up cholesterol.
Friends are spreading the word.
Mine went down 12 points. There's the proof. I have papers showing that my cholesterol dropped 17 points.
I dropped 4 points.
It's true. The soluble fiber from Quaker oatmeal and a low-saturated, low-cholesterol diet may reduce heart disease risk. Quaker oatmeal is something to smile about.
Hold on for a second here while I plug a new advertiser. Insure.com is the new way to shop for insurance. Here's what these people have done. At Insure.com, you can compare rates of more than 200 auto, life, health, and home insurance companies and have the freedom to buy from the company of your choice. Try the Insure.com insurance price comparison service. It works. If you want insurance quotes without any hassles, visit Insure.com or call 1-800-670-LIFE. That's 1-800-670-LIFE.
Imus.
Farmland Dairies produces Skim Plus, the #1 brand of milk in the tri-state area. And you probably wonder why. It was simple taste. Not only that, but all Farmland Dairies milk is produced with 100% cow's milk and contains no artificial hormones or antibiotics. Also, a kicker variety, Farmland Special Request Skim Plus is a fat-free cow's milk with 37% more protein and 34% more calcium than whole milk. It's also available in delicious chocolate and creamy 1% plus varieties. If lactose intolerance is a problem for you, if you're a milk pussy, they also offer new 100% osmanthus.
Can't you come up with something other than milk pussy?
They also offer new 100% lactose-free Skim Plus, so if you want truly healthy milk with a creamy, delicious taste, there's only one choice.
Milk sissy?
Special Request Skim Plus, a new lactose-free Skim Plus.
Dairy fag?
Yeah. For you dairy queens.
Well, it's better.
Farmland Dairy, get some of it.
Hey, this is Tanya Robertson. Guess what? The new year is here, and it's time for you and that special person to start making those pesky resolutions. What are you going to be doing? Lose weight, stop smoking, clean out your closet. Well, I have a resolution idea that I know you can keep. Spend 3 days and 2 nights at a Las Vegas strip resort and don't pay a dime for it. It's all part of the grand opening of Las Vegas' newest 5-star resort, Tahiti Village. Start off the new year right. Recharge those romantic batteries with a fantastic second honeymoon package. Call now and we'll also throw in tickets to a hot show right on the strip. To receive the high roller treatment and your complimentary second honeymoon, call 877-33-GO-WIN. That's 877-33-GO-WIN. For the time of your life, 877-33-GO-WIN. Call now.
Hey,
You need to sign up for AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet right now. The price is now $14.99 a month for 6 months.
Yeah, just let me finish this out.
No, spit it out. Spit it out. Come on.
Oh, what's the rush?
AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet is only $14.99 if you sign up online right now. Plus, it comes with a security suite to keep you safe on the internet.
Oh, that's a nice deal.
Yeah, not if we don't hurry. Come on, chop, chop. Let's get moving.
Okay, let's... Oh, wait. I got a piece of lettuce stuck in my tooth.
Put it in a doggy bag. Let's go.
Sign up for AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. Now just $14.99 a month for 6 months, only when you order online. Now it's easy to make the switch from dial-up for cable. Just go to att.com/14.99. SBC. Now joined with AT&T. The new AT&T. Your world. Delivered. Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service Cost Recovery Fee Extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
I'm ahead of headlights with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Lee Miles. Your car is leaking, hesitating, and just not running smoothly. It's saying, get me to Lee Miles, the most trusted name in transmissions and auto care. For the Lee Miles nearest you, call 1-800-LEE-MILES. Northbound Gowanus BQE delays are easing from the Prospect to Hamilton Avenue, but then slow again Atlantic to the Brooklyn Bridge because of a stall being cleared from the left lane. In Brooklyn, also, northbound Prospect, an overturned vehicle blocking 2 lanes. Eastbound Staten Island Expressway, so Bradley Avenue to the Verrazano Bridge with a stall in the right lane there. 10-minute delays for Holland 20 at both the Lincoln and the George Washington Bridge. The Adams in the morning forecast, sunshine, high about 45. 34, I'm head of headlights with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol.
22 after the hour, here the Adams morning program on the radio, on the country, and on MSNBC. Senator John McCain's coming up here in a few minutes. Here's a letter I wrote to President Bush 41. Dear Mr. President, thanks for your check for the fallen heroes, and thanks, I guess, for your letter. As you may know, Nance called me and read your letter on the air. Poor fellow, not a bright man. I know you like him, so I'll just leave it at that. On a more serious note, here's what I don't get. You guys send these kids off to fight these wars. I know you went and served with distinction. And then when they come home, particularly the ones who've been injured, they are met with, in far too many cases, disgraceful indifference. I saw the facilities at Walter Reed. McCain took me and Charles and Bernie. They have a better gym at the Holiday Inn in Paris, Texas, one there on Loop 286. And if I hadn't started screaming about the $12,000 death benefit for these kids killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, that's what it would still be. I had a couple of those morons in the Senate tell me that they thought raising the death benefit from $6,000 to $12,000 was a big deal. As you know, it's now $250,000. Is that enough for your kid? If you and Bill Clinton devoted 10% of the energy you spent raising money for the tsunami victims, or any of your hideous campaigns to helping our own kids, I wouldn't have to beat people over the head and try to get a rehab center built in a state where you live. Now you know why I don't have any friends. But I'm right. Why you won't do something about this is disturbing. Lean on a few of those rich friends of yours. Thanks again, and ixnay on the boat here.
Congress will push, raise taxes, and I'll say no. If they try again, I'll say no. If they try a third time,
exquisite jewelry and timepieces the world has to offer. Visit Manfredi, the most trusted name on Greenwich Avenue for 18 years. Manfredi has a stunning selection of diamond engagement rings, anniversary rings, and right hand rings by Hearts on Fire, the world's most perfectly cut diamond. Manfredi also offers 23 of the most luxurious timepiece collections, including Chopard, whose happy diamonds and exquisite timepieces adorn celebrities around the world. Gerard Perregaux, a true independent manufacturer, exacting watchmaking standards since 1791. Corum, known for precision craftsmanship and distinctive daring design. And IWC, setting standards in technological development and high complications. Let Manfredi's diamond and timepiece experts help you select the perfect treasure for yourself or your loved one. Visit Manfredi at 121 Greenwich Avenue, Greenwich, Connecticut.
Animal control, can I help you?
I think there's a tiger stalking me.
Excuse me?
It's already taken down an antelope, and now it's looking at me like I'm a T-bone steak.
Are you calling from out of the country?
No, I'm in my living room watching TV.
Ah, I think I know what's going on. You just bought a DLP high-def TV, didn't you?
How'd you know?
Sir, try turning off the TV.
Hey, the tiger's gone.
When you have an HD TV with DLP picture technology from Texas Instruments, the clarity is so razor sharp, so lifelike, you're not just watching, you're there.
Uh-oh, the tiger's back. This time he brought an elephant.
Sir, we just went through this.
Be sure your next HD TV has DLP picture technology from Texas Instruments. It doesn't get any more real than this.
RCA Cinium featuring DLP technology for an incredibly lifelike viewing experience. RCA Digital Television, solutions for every room and every budget. See it at Best Buy today.
What if we could all start out ahead, like Fred? Take kindergarten.
Morning, children. I have crayons for Susie, blocks for Dave, and Fred, here's your high school diploma.
Or the track team.
Okay, Fred, skip the training. Here's your first place trophy. Well done.
Now you can start out ahead. Open a money market account from MetLife Bank with $5,000 or more and get 3.75% APY, far more than the national average. Maintain $5,000 for 90 days, and you'll also receive a $50 bonus. Apply now and start out ahead, like Fred.
Fred, you've been at the firm for 3 months now, so I'd like to offer you my job, my corner office, and my key to the executive bathroom.
To open your account or to find your local MetLife Financial Services representative, call 1-888-MET-LIFE. That's 1-888-MET-LIFE, or visit MetLifeBank.com. Mention code MET50.
Accounts with balances below $5,000 and 1% APY. Bonus for new customers only. Bank products and services are offered by MetLife Bank N.A., member FDIC, an affiliate of MetLife Inc.
Doctor, I need help.
Go on.
I can't get enough of CBS Thursday, and tonight's CSI and Without a Trace of News.
And how does that make you feel?
Excited. I can't work. I can't sleep. Doctor, what's wrong with me?
Absolutely nothing. Millions and millions of people feel exactly the same way. You're completely normal, except for one thing.
What's that?
You might want to rethink the dress.
But it matches the handbag.
We'd better schedule another appointment.
Don't miss a special Thursday CSI New York, followed by new episodes of CSI and Without a Trace. CBS tonight.
Former Nesquik powder users are telling us why they switched to rich chocolate Ovaltine.
My girls don't like to drink white milk, and the only way I could get them to drink it was with chocolate milk. I'd seen on TV that Ovaltine has extra vitamins in it. Now I'm using it, and my girls love the taste. And they're drinking their milk, getting their calcium, and all the vitamins from Ovaltine. I stopped using Nesquik because it just doesn't have the vitamins that Ovaltine has.
Ovaltine. Try it for the nutrition. Keep buying it for the taste.
More Ovaltine, please.
48 minutes after the hour here in the IMUS-1 program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Well, after that letter, don't dare get on that boat with him, right, Charles?
What are you, crazy?
Unless you like hearing the words man overboard.
Oh, my God.
I am roaring around on a cigarette boat.
We would hear the words man overboard. He wouldn't hear anything.
Please, Dr. Phil is here, by the way, and we'll be on with some thoughts about what?
There's this great article I read in the Vanity Fair.
Sure.
Just a couple of points I'd like to address.
The Lindsay Lohan article?
Oh, yeah, that's it. The Lindsay Lohan article. Eating disorders. That's what I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. You know, we'd like you to come in someday, Dr. Phil, and analyze Pig Feast Dupree. Have you met him?
I actually have some of his earlier records.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay. I'll work that out.
Yeah.
All right, 29 after the hour. Please welcome to the IMUS-1 program a man whose Christmas card arrived on time.
You bet.
Like before the holidays, as opposed to Senator Kerry's who I got yesterday. Senator John McCain. Good morning, Senator McCain.
Good morning, Don.
What's the matter?
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well, Dr. Phil might try to help some members of Congress who had some relationships with Mr. Abramoff. They're going through quite a bit of trauma right now.
And that's not leading anywhere where it's interesting. It's interests us, so there's unfortunately no sex scandal involved. And,
but there's lots of money, and there's lots of legislation, and there's lots of stuff that went on, which you're going to hear a lot more of before this one's over. This thing started with an article by Susan Schmidt and a guy named Jeff Smith from the Washington Post, and we got a hold of it in the obscure Indian Affairs Committee, and as we got into this thing, it became curiouser and curiouser. It's really remarkable, the amounts of money and the things that were done, and I tell you, this thing is going to go on for quite a while before it's over, and a lot of people are going to be trying to hide their lying eyes.
Is it going to lead to any real reform?
Well, that's a good question. I think that we will obviously have lobbying reform. Everybody's a reformer now on lobbying, and I think that that's going to happen. But the root of the problem is not the lobbying. The lobbying is a symptom of the problem, which is this obscene earmarking, which has grown dramatically to the point where it entails billions and billions and billions of dollars for someone's pet project. So we're at a point now in Washington, if you have a relationship with one lobbyist and you're in an important position, that could mean millions. This guy, Duke Cunningham.
The Dukester.
Yeah, the Dukester. He and one lobbyist apparently got together, and he was able to rip off the taxpayers to the tune of many millions of dollars. And it's a system that's broken, and it's called earmarking. I call it pork barrel, some known as pork barrel projects. In the last defense appropriations bill, there was billions in there for all kinds of cockamamie projects, nothing to do with defense, museums. There was a line, for example, there's a line in there, $900,000 for Memorial Day. You said $900,000 Memorial Day.
It all seems...
It just goes on, and unless you stop that, then you're going to have people who are going to take advantage of a situation where in the middle of the night, with nobody knowing about it, a line item can be inserted in a many thousand-page bill to do a favor to somebody, and those favors are returned. And
it all seems patently disingenuous to me, though, because...
it's dishonest.
Yeah, well, you guys all knew this was going on and been going on for years, and nothing would have been done had not this weasel got caught with his hands in a cookie jar.
There's a few of us that for years have been railing about it and have been trying to stop it.
on you specifically. I guess I shouldn't have said you.
But I mean, no. But to me, and I predicted this long ago, that sooner or later somebody was going to get caught, because like any other evil, it gets worse. In 1994, there was 4,000 of these so-called earmarks. Last year, there were some 14,000 of them. They grow and grow and grow. We think that in 2005 there were 15,000. So it's become an organized, syndicated process that, of course, that everybody now takes part in, and the numbers grow and grow and grow. And when Ronald Reagan vetoed a highway bill in 1984, it had 152 projects in it. He said he hadn't seen so much pork since he gave out blue ribbons at the Iowa State Fair. 152 projects. You know how many earmarks were in the last highway bill?
No.
16,140, including the bridge to nowhere. You know, the bridge.
Oh yeah, that one Alaska deal.
Yep. The 50 people, and that's just a glaring example of it. There's a couple $1 million for foliage on the Ronald Reagan Parkway. I wonder how Ronald Reagan thinks about that.
Well, somebody said I was watching Chris Matthews. That hardball thing he does, and either he said or somebody said on his program, this was last night, that it's like the Old West, you know, D.C. there, but there's no sheriff in town.
Well, that's a good point, because the ethics committees don't function, and other committees don't function, and so there is no, there really is no oversight. There's no restraint, and he's got a point. But we have the obligation to reform ourselves. We have to do it. We can do it. It's easy enough to do. You set in certain procedures to prohibit these things. They've not always been like this, and if we don't stop it, then, of course, the implications for the deficit, the implications for the way the American people feel about us. This is really a bad business. So what I'm saying is, I introduced a lobbying reform bill. Joe Lieberman's signed on to it with me. He's a great guy, and so have some other senators and congressmen. I talked with David Breyer, and I'm very happy to be involved with Rick Santorum and others who are going to do lobbying reform, and I think we're going to do lobbying reform. But that's only addressing the symptom, not the fundamental problem.
But you're still going to have, but I mean, no matter what happens, there's still going to be these special interests who have things they want to get done, and they'll figure out a way to get it done.
I think again, I say, when I first came to the House of Representatives, it was an unusual and rare occurrence. Now it's everyday business as usual. If you got two choices. You either got to press for reform and do the job the American people expect us to do, or give up. I'm not prepared to give up. That we're a better country than that. Most of the men and women I serve with in the Congress are good and honorable and decent people. But we have a system here that lends itself to these practices which are obscene.
You know, that was Senator John McCain from Arizona. Where are you this morning?
I'm out in Phoenix.
You are?
Yeah.
What's the weather like?
That is very nice. Everything. It's beautiful weather. By the way, we haven't had a drop of rain in 93 days. We're in a drought again.
Oh man,
it's tough. It really is tough.
Get up to Sedona much or no?
Not as much as we like, but we get up there quite a bit. And by the way, I want to thank you for all the effort you're making on the Fallen Heroes Fund. I was told that since you've been, shall I say, cajoling people, they've got about 1.2 million since January 10th when you started talking up the fund, and I'm very grateful.
You know who called me? Richard Santulli. You know him, right?
He's a great guy.
That's a real deal there, not some...
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. I was down at Brooke Army Hospital in December, and there's a great need there. The Fishers are doing a great job on that. And this is I'm a member of the board of the Intrepid Museum.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why I'm having trouble raising this money. I don't get it.
Well, you're raising some, and I'm glad you're doing it. They've got 27 million of the 35 million they need for the center. It's coming along thanks to your efforts. Before Christmas, we gave them 50,000 from my PAC and 5,000 from, the book proceeds that I write. We give to charity, and so we've tried to kick in, and we'll probably kick in some more here. But it's a worthy cause. You may know that the Burns Center is there at Brooke Army Hospital, and
of course I wouldn't have been aware of any of this had it not been for you. I'll always remember that. Of course, you kind of sandbagged me, but we were on the air. I was at the ranch, and you asked me if I would go to Walter Reed with you, which I had never thought about doing. I'm ashamed to admit. And I said yes, and then when I got back, I called you, and then you were gracious enough to take me and Charles and Bernie, and it was I don't even know how to describe the experience. I've never had anything bother. Well, there's sometimes these kids at the ranch, when the kids come in and the ones who die, that bothers me. But nothing has ever bothered me this much. I don't understand. I'm not sure I understand it. But
it's so moving because they're so young and they're so brave and they're so noble, and they want to go back and be with their friends, and they believe they fought in a noble cause, which I agree with, and they're the best of America. And so therefore, if they need...
There's that girl we know, Charles. Yeah, they keep showing her.
Yeah. And if they need a better facility, then it seems to me that Americans ought to do that. We have made it.
I don't get it. I mean, I did what you do. Talking to Sergeant Brian Newman, who's a remarkable young man. And the thing that struck me is when we went around with you, how, I don't want to embarrass you, but how you thanked each, not for the benefit of anybody, I just happened to have my hearing aid in that day so I could hear you, but how you thanked each of these people for their service. And so I thanked this kid. I'm And you could, when you see the way his face lit up was, it's not even a way to describe it, you know. So.
Well, these kids afterwards told me they expected an old grouch, and they got an old grouch. They were thrilled you came there, and we got to go again sometime. Maybe sometime in the spring.
Sure. Anytime you want to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
And news out of Iraq, they have this reported from the Christian Science Monitor. They're apparently going to release 6 of these women, which they plan to do anyway. They apparently have 2 other women in prisoners. Should we make some deal or what?
I don't think you can. If you do that, then it becomes a lucrative business. It's the toughest kind of aspect of this business when American citizens are held captive and they make demands. It's been, I think, an appropriate government policy not to go down that road, but we certainly should, and I'm sure we are bending every effort, intelligence-wise and otherwise, to try to get them back. But it's so terrible. It also exposes us again to the nature of the enemy, who are willing to kill innocent young people to further their cause. And I think it also gives us an idea of what's at stake here. But I just don't think, as a government policy, that you can pay for people that they capture. Otherwise, it just encourages others. That's a pretty tough thing to say. And if it were my daughter, I'm not telling you that I could say the same thing.
No, I hear you.
But it's terribly difficult.
Should we, that attack in Pakistan, they killed 18 Pakistanis, that al-Zawahiri strike or whatever they call it. So is that something we should have done? Or?
I think we've got to go wherever we think these people are. The reports were that they didn't get anybody. Now reports are indicating they got 4 or 5 people, including maybe one who was pretty important. You got to go where these people are. They respect no boundaries. I understand how this would upset the Pakistanis, and we regret it. And obviously we should do whatever we can to compensate the families of the innocent people who were killed. But for us to say that Al-Qaeda has sanctuary any place in the world would put us at a significant disadvantage. Again, one of those tough situations. But if we don't take these guys out, then when we have a chance, and it looks like the judgment, there's never a clear-cut. Unlike some films, there's never a clear-cut situation, and you have to make the best assessment that you have. And apparently this one, now, after a couple of days, we did get some pretty bad guys here, but it's sad.
We're talking with Senator John McCain, who's in Phoenix, Arizona this morning, where it's 5:43. Are you going to stay up now?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you do the rest of the day?
Go to the office and have a full day schedule, and gonna go, among other things, go to the dentist and do some interviews, meet with some people, the usual stuff that you do when we're at home here.
How about Hillary Clinton's comments the other day? The House is run like a plantation. Although didn't Newt Gingrich say that back in? Well, they took over 2 courts, not at an African American church on Martin Luther King's day, but. What did you make of all that?
I don't think it's necessary. I think it's inappropriate. But it's also, again, indicative of this bitter partisanship that exists today. Now we're having competing press conferences to talk about how corrupt each other are on the issue of the lobbying reform, when really what we should be doing is sitting down together, as frankly as I have with Joe Lieberman, and let's work out something bipartisan that's credible, that we can take the American people and say, we're going to change the way that lobbying is done business. All kinds of statements are made now by politicians in both parties that were almost unheard of a number of years ago. We seem to have, again, lost some of the respect that each other deserve.
It'd be great when you guys are running against each other. Want to wait? Hey, when you sent out your Christmas cards, Like, I got a Christmas card yesterday. You know I like John Kerry.
Uh-huh.
And voted for him. And but I didn't get the Christmas card until yesterday. And it says paid for by friends of John Kerry. But
His friends of John Kerry must be lazy.
well, but why? My wife wanted to know, and so did I. Why couldn't just pay for his own Christmas cards? He gets those leaning tree ones, those are the cowboy ones, probably you and I like, but...
Well, maybe.
I like your Christmas cards. You have a nice-looking family. And
Thank you. Thank you very much.
They always arrive on time, by the way.
Maybe in Kerry's place, you know, if you gotta get a bunch of Christmas cards all at once, you don't pay any attention to them. Maybe one comes late, you look at it carefully.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, are you happy with Judge Alito?
Yeah, I am, and I think he's done a good job. I joke about my friend Lindsey Graham making Mrs. Alito cry, but other than that, I think he did a good job. I think he's clearly a conservative. I think that's what President Bush said he was going to appoint when he ran for election and re-election, and that's what it's all about. And I'm sure he'll do a fine job. I think he's highly qualified. I think you'll see a larger number of Democrat votes against him, just again because of the nature of the environment that we're existing in now. But I'm confident he'll be confirmed.
Always nice to talk with you, Senator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next time we'll talk about immigration reform. Okay, big deal here.
Okay. Senator John McCain, the Congressman program is coming up in 12 minutes. I'll tell you on.
It is a ridiculous notion to assert that because the United States is on the offense, more people want to hurt us. We're on the offense because people do want to hurt us.
I'm not a sheep, you understand. I'm just a cut-right person in a low-budget land. Excuse my shoes, they don't quite fit. They're a special offer, and they hurt me a bit. Even my trousers are giving me pain. They were reduced in the sale, so I shouldn't complain. They squeeze me so tight, so I can't take no more. They're a size 28, but I take 34. I'm on a low budget. What would you say? I'm on a low budget. I'll fool you said that. I'm on a low budget. I'm a cut-price person in a low budget. I'm rich in the morning.
Hey, hon, what are you doing?
Logging on to USA3000.com. Yeah.
What for?
To book us a low fare to Florida on USA 3000, just $69.
But don't you sacrifice a lot for these low-fare flights?
Sacrifice what?
Well, assigned seats.
Would you prefer an aisle or window?
None of that stampede boarding?
Not on USA 3000.
Assigned seats from just $69.
Confirmed assigned seats. And the seats are roomy and comfortable on USA 3000.
Are you saying I need a roomy seat?
Oh, of course not, dear. I'm just saying that on USA 3000, you don't have to sacrifice comfort for a low fare.
Save without sacrifice to Florida. Fly USA 3000. To book your seat, log on to USA3000.com today or call 1-877-USA3000. One-way fares from $69. Fares do not include government taxes and fees of $10.20 one way. All fares are non-refundable.
Welcome to the Garo Fashion Boutique. I want to show you our newest arrival from Italy, the Working Man's Jacket. It's inspired by the rugged, classic all-American jacket made for a man that works for a living. And it's totally retro, so Werbestück, and only $350. Bargain.
Or you can just come to Working Gear for authentic and rugged clothes made for the real world, where you can find the Carhartt work jacket, designed for durability and utility, built for people that need these qualities in their clothes, unlike the overpriced knockoffs. Get to Working Gear for authentic brands like Carhartt, Dickies, Timberland Pro, Skechers, Helly Hansen, and more. No frills, just clothes that work. If you think it's fashion, that's fine with us. Working Gear. Hard-working fashion.
Come by one of the 21 Working Gears located throughout the New York metro area. You'll find the biggest selection of apparel and footwear for construction, medical, and food service workers. Go to workinggear.com for store locations.
Mavis Discount Tire has been saving you money for over 50 years. Now you can get price quotes
and make reservations online at MavisTire.com. That's right. Select from thousands of name brand tires, then make a reservation, all from the comfort of your own computer. MavisTire.com. While online, check out high-performance favorites like the Dunlop Dureza DZ101 and the SP Sport Tire line. For enhanced SUV performance, find great prices on the Grand Trek AT20. Shop online. Compare prices online. Then set up a reservation at over 50 area locations. Go to MavisTire.com or call 1-800-4-TRACTION. That's 1-800, the number 4, then Traction.
Hi, I'm David Orick. My vacuum is not for everyone. Only 9 out of 10 people who try an Orick buy an Orick. 9 out of 10. My new Orick XL upright with the violet blue dirt search cleans faster, lasts longer, and weighs only 8 pounds. Try it free in your home for 30 days. If you don't love it, you don't keep it. Call 1-800-989-4200 and shipping and handling is free. Call 1-800-989-4200. 1-800-989-4200. Tiger Balm presents Jerry Rice.
Starting at wide receiver.
I'm ready to play some football.
All-time record holder and Tiger Bomb's biggest fan. Especially Tiger Bomb.
Long live your car. It is coming up on 6 minutes after the hour here in the Imus-1 program. Radio around the country and on MSNBC. You know, my voice still screwed up. And plus, I think I have Lyme disease or maybe lemon disease.
Yeah.
Something. I have no energy.
It's a fruit disease, all right.
I hear something else. It's, it's just these constant sources of irritation.
Right.
And then just one after another.
What's this one?
Mark Seliger, who took the photographs of me and David and Wyatt for Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
He's a great photographer. So he tells me, when he's out at the ranch, he says, you know, I have this band called Rusty Truck. And a bunch of people like Lenny Kravitz and Willie Nelson and some other people all produce these tracks, and Jacob Dylan and some other people. So I'm thinking, if this is not the worst record ever made, it will be close. And I just dropped it, you know. So he said, I'll send you a copy, but I decided, I went to Amazon and they had one, so I got it. And I was shocked because I thought it was great.
Some very good material, it really is.
Well, you would think the guy, he's like Annie Leibovitz. You know, he shot all those covers for, he followed her at Rolling Stone, and now he shoots for Vanity Fair and a bunch of these other papers. He's a very nice guy.
Go to his website, you see,
oh yeah, he's a great
stuff.
He's a great photographer.
Yep.
So I started playing Lou and I, some Rusty Truck records on the radio. Broken Promises, which is the name of the album, 1,000 Kisses, and Never Going Back, which is my favorite. And I even made bumpers of them. Joey and I actually went to the production studio and did that. And we started getting phone calls from Mark's office or somebody wanting tapes of the program in which I had played the records and or talked about him. The answer is no. I haven't called you to ask you for any photographs. So I don't, nor do I want any. But don't call me. If you want to hear your records on the radio, turn your radio on.
It's that simple.
And I'm not going to send you anything. And stop bothering us. I mean, it's so unnecessary.
Lose the number.
We're begging you.
God.
I'm begging you, lose the number. Don't call us and say, can I have a tape? No, you can't.
No.
No, the answer is no. Am I right, Lou?
No.
No, the answer is no. You can't have anything.
Nobody even knows who you are until it was being played.
God. So Rusty Truck is irritating the crusty schmuck? Is that basically it?
Oh, I like the record.
Tapes.
You can buy the record at anywhere. It's been out a while, but...
Just don't annoy us for program tape.
No, but I mean, it's like Lou, that's all Lou has to do, or Joey, or
right.
Julie, is get tapes for these people.
Exactly.
Well, we don't have tapes of the program anyway.
Jesus.
Turn the radio on.
God, no kidding.
That's all you got to do.
We're on all over the world.
Oh, can I get a tape?
We're on MSNBC, and we're on the radio. We're available everywhere. It ain't tough.
By the way, could I get a copy of that Feet song from the other day?
I mean, Jesus, God. Just, here's what I want you to do, and here's what I don't understand. I mean, I'm so irritated about this Fallen Heroes Fund deal and trying to get this money for this rehab center in Texas that it's... I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm going to stop going on about it, but I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's like it's a big deal. We send these kids all this lip service, send these kids off these wards, they come home, and it's like when your iPod doesn't work anymore. You just throw it away and you get a new one. So they're damaged goods, and we just don't do anything. I mean, the Veterans Administration, of course, does wonderful work, but for the most part, it's just a disgrace the way this thing is handled, isn't it?
But how does Rusty Truck figure into? I mean, we jumped there.
It's all the things that are pissing me off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now you piss me off.
Sure. Come on,
okay.
Chuck.
All right. I just didn't.
On top, I'm trying to raise money for these kids.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be bothered by some rich photographer who can't turn his radio on.
Okay, now you're
got it.
Now I got it.
A plus B equals C.
I like your record. It's a great record. If you didn't hear it, tough.
That's the way it works out.
Stop bothering me. I'm not calling you trying to get photographs.
Send a check.
Yeah, how about that? The old days.
Callous, unpatriotic.
Schmuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Can I have a tape of you playing my record? No, you can't. No, you cannot.
Hey, send your taping photo right now.
Could I have a tape of this rant of yours?
It's 11 minutes after the hour. Please welcome officially to the program.
Send them this.
Dr. Phil. Good morning, Dr. Phil.
Here's your tape.
Yeah. Here's your tape. Stop it.
Just the tape of you saying no.
Stop, F you.
No mas.
Yeah, enough. Morning, Dr. Phil.
Morning, the son of a bitch.
I have a tape. No, you can't have a tape.
Here's your record back, too.
Where's that record?
I bought it, by the way. He was supposed to send me a copy. He eventually did after I already played it.
Bastard.
I bought it from Amazon, and I hit the thing twice, you know how you do sometimes. So I actually got 2 copies of this thing.
Now it's on back order.
Yeah,
you bought both of them.
I mean, I bought enough copies of Rusty Truck's Broken Promises to get it on the charts.
You rotten snake.
Can I have a copy? No, you can't have a copy, you moron.
You vermin.
God, shut up and leave me alone.
How about just a tape that goes on and on and on, and you trying to pronounce words?
That'd be good, too.
That'd be good. How are you, Opie?
I'm fine.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Today I want to talk about letting go of love. Specifically, how to move on and look for love somewhere else. And when I read this recent magazine article about the I-Man, I realized I had the perfect example of someone who needs a kick in the pants when it comes to affairs of the heart. Buzz Bissinger. I'm not talking about his marital track record. No, he's been to the rodeo more than once, but now, thank God, seems third time's the charm. The fact that he's been divorced twice don't mean he didn't know how to let go, just that both of his ex-wives did. But after reading this piece in the February issue of Vanity Fair, with sentences that refer to the narcotic effect of speaking to Imus on the air, it's clear. This guy is sweet on you. He wants to turn out them Friday night lights and make out with you. He writes, I represent the ultimate impossibility for Imus, and that you look pale, frail, and sucked dry. And the way he writes it, it seems like he wishes he was the one to do it. It's a puff piece, all right, and what he'd like to be puffing on is you. This is broadcasting Brokeback Mountain Cowboy. He finds you smart, savvy, mercurial, childlike, appealing, and after one particularly breathy passage where he writes, I'm secretly hoping he wants me to do a reprise of the sports, you have to expect to see the words, Don Imus, I wish I knew how to quit you. I mean, this is a freaking Pulitzer Prize winner who admits that all he wants is access. And I don't think there's any doubt about what he's looking to get access to. Buzz, what the hell were you thinking? That you can make yourself pretty enough to catch this hideous old bastard's eye? Look, buddy, here's the deal. Real world, you have to ask yourself, am I setting my standards too low? Well, look at this man. Is that low enough for you? Pale and frail, this guy makes Sonny von Bülow look robust. You see this picture? You see this picture with a lady who looks like his granddaughter appears to be paying her last respect to her dear, sweet, recently deceased Poppy? Just what is it about you that you're willing to settle for that? As long as you are obsessed with this guy, you will never put your heart and soul and mind into getting your life in order. Let it go, Buzz. I mean, look at him. He could never make you happy. You'll only get hurt. Let's face it, he's got a gun.
Dr. Phil here on the Imus in the Morning program. All right, here's Rusty Truck.
Can I get a tape of this?
I love it. I do love this record, man.
Close my eyes sometimes, and I close them in the sun, and I feel my winds changing, my memories out of time. I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back, I ain't never going. Go down on my street, they go on in a line, and the people who live here, these people, they are blind. I ain't never going back, I ain't never going back, I ain't never going.
GMC Sierra pickup's looking a little muddy there, neighbor.
That's a patina.
Looks like mud.
No, it's a patina, a natural coating that protects the finish from harmful elements.
Like mud?
Look, if I'm going to tow 8,400 pounds of pipe out to a job site, my Sierra 1500 is going to get a little dirty.
But you're just going to the hardware store.
And you expect me to do that in a shiny truck? I'd be ridiculed. Those guys in paint can be so cruel.
No matter how you use your GMC truck, we engineer them all to the highest standard, professional grade. Trailer ratings are calculated assuming a properly equipped base vehicle plus driver.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
Imus! Well, for the Fairfield County business that has everything, here's something you've been waiting for. Someone to help you keep your business. Bloom Shapiro, Connecticut's largest regional accounting firm, now has offices in Southport. You get the resources of over 170 people dedicated to one overriding concern, you. So businesses in Fairfield County have a new choice until now. If you wanted an accounting firm, you either had big, which made you feel small, or small, which translates to we don't offer that. But the partners at Bloom Shapiro not only possess a deep understanding of your business as well as your industry, there is a novel idea. You have to get to see them. Bloom Shapiro with offices in West Hartford and now Southport, Connecticut. Check them out online at bloomshapiro.com. It's B-L-U-M, bloomshapiro.com. An accounting firm that takes your business as seriously as you do, Bloom Shapiro. If you're a corporate executive in the Tri-State area, you should find out more about solar energy with DomeTech Solar. Solar energy is great for the environment, your company's image, actually makes smart business sense. Financial returns of over 25% are being recognized by many DomeTech Solar's Fortune 500 customers. That's a great investment. Amazingly, New Jersey is the second largest solar market in the United States and behind California, and offers the best corporate solar energy rebates in the nation. DomeTech Solar has installed some of the largest systems in the United States right in the area for companies like Johnson & Johnson and the New Jersey American Water Company. DomeTech Solar was recently recognized as the most innovative clean energy business in New Jersey, so they must have some idea what they're doing. Why don't you consider solar energy? Give them a call, find out more. Fix your cost for electricity for the next 30 years. Get a great return on investment, demonstrate your commitment to our environment. You know, by the way, they'll help you navigate through all of the paperwork and all that sort of stuff. And help you take advantage of over $100 million available in rebates. It's unbelievable. You'd think a lot of people would do it or would have known about it, but maybe that's why they bought this time. I suppose that's why, don't you think? Yeah, it is. They have a website, dtsolar.com. Or you can call them at 888-345-SOLAR. If you didn't get the number, you can call my office, talk to Julie or Jennifer, and they'll get it for you. DomeTech Solar in Edison, New Jersey.
They're holding it over. Sleepy's Competition Crusher Mattress Sale. Today and tomorrow only, get incredible savings on famous name brand mattresses like Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, Simmons Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and more. That's right, all the brands you know at prices that crush the competition, like queen-size Sealy mattress sets starting at $299 and queen-size Simmons Beauty Rest starting at $499. Also during Sleepy's amazing Competition Crusher Sale, get a free 7-piece luxury linen package with the purchase of select models. Plus, finance your purchase for 12 months interest-free. That's 0% for an entire year. See store for details. So hurry into one of nearly 400 convenient Sleepy showrooms for mattress prices that crush the competition. And don't forget to get your bonus linen pack when you get the mattress you've always wanted at a price you've only dreamed of. For locations, call 1-800-SLEEPYS. Sleepy's, the mattress professionals held over Competition Crusher Sale. Don't miss it.
We ever talked to Andrea Mitchell? I guess we didn't, did we?
No, we did not. She may phone back, however.
22 after the hour here in the Imus-1 program on the radio around the country on MSNBC. Amy Robach and Randy Meyer coming up at 9 with the news. And I watched Chris Matthews last night.
Yep.
A hardball deal.
As did I.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Interesting.
I watched the 7 o'clock version.
I watched the 5 o'clock version.
And I watched The Daily Show.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Colbert.
Mm-hmm. That's a little late, man.
Well, no, I watched the 8 o'clock version of it.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know I guess they just start doing that, Lou?
No, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
11 o'clock is just, too late.
It's crazy. They've been doing it for a long time, actually.
At 8 o'clock?
Yeah, they've been
The previous nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're lying.
Yeah.
Well,
no, he's not.
Prove it.
Well, yeah, you are, because they just started doing it.
Years.
No, you just found out about it.
I didn't.
Just like 24. It's been out for 4 or 5 years. You just found out about it 2 days ago.
All right, please welcome now to the Imus-1 program over from the Archdiocese.
No one here anyway.
For a message.
Put a bullet in me skull.
It's Cardinal Egan. Good morning, Cardinal Egan.
Good morning, God bless. I want a tape by Mr. Moore. Some duct tape to put over your stupid mouth, BGs. All right, Mr. Moore, it's a short work week, thank God. Thanks to Martin Luther King Day, otherwise known in McCord's house as James Earl Ray Day, you dirtbag BGs. But the week can't...
Lovely.
Shut up. The week can't be short enough, Mr. Moore. For the mayor of New Orleans, this moron Ray Nagin, who makes Jimmy J.J. Walker sound like a nuclear physicist. This fellow's harangue on King Day of all days, Mr. Moore. Not exactly on a par with the I Have a Dream speech. Well, I have a dream myself, Mr. Moore. I dream the next time a hurricane hits New Orleans, Nitwick Nagin is stuck up on a roof, and the vanilla rescue helicopter pilots flip this dickhead the bird as they fly on by, BGs. Whoa. Maybe take a leak on his empty head, BGs. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, Mr. Moore. You two-legged turd, you BGs. Let me just say this, Mr. Moore. Speaking of waste, I happen to be tuning into this drivel you call a program the last couple of morns. And legalizing suicide never sounded so sweet, Mr. Moore. Imus on TV, can't find the remote. Go suck on a tailpipe. Sounds good to me, BGs. I've got news for you, stupid. You haven't been funny since Tone Loc was making music, you filthy old homo, you be Jesus. Speaking of which, Mr. Moore.
Yeah.
In the old days, cowboys would rub two sticks together to spark a fire. Nowadays, according to the Hollywood queer agenda, the cowboys themselves are on fire. And they rub each other's pink sticks after the sparks fly. Be Jesus. You see, Mr. Moore, they've got it all ass backwards, these Fudgeback Mountain faggots. Am I right, McCord?
Yes, sure.
Shut up, you buck-tooth scumbag, you be Jesus. Sick of the whole lot of you. Let's say a prayer. You jackasses, bow your heads down, be Jesus.
All right.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
I man wearing a toe tag we want the most. Lord, hear our prayer. Let's hear it.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, we pray that after hearing Hillary Clinton use the word plantation, that this tuna-licking twat never leads this nation. Lord, hear our prayer. Let's hear it.
Lord, hear our prayer. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, we pray the next time trucks slip over because the wind starts to blow, that a fully loaded 18-wheeler crushes the I-man's limo. Let's hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Or whatever, be Jesus. Lord, come me up, you dirtbags. You. Lord, we pray that those kids get life for beating the homeless with a baseball bat. And McCord doesn't masturbate while he watches videos of that. Lord, hear our prayer.
What is
Finally, Mr. Moore, we pray that the next time I-man thinks Mrs. Imus is home all alone, that in reality, like their new dog, she's home getting a bone, be Jesus. Lord, hear our prayer. Amen. Amen. Which doesn't belong in why?
Oh, God.
Which doesn't belong in why?
I don't know.
A, TV host Star Jones.
Star Jones.
B, Senator Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
C, TV homo Imus Namorn. Which doesn't belong in why?
TV homo, I'm a Californian.
Wrong, you lemon-sucking lowlife, you be Jesus. Well, 3 foot-and-mouth disease dingbats just won't seem to go the hell away. The answer, stupid, is B. Senator Hillary Clinton doesn't belong because unlike the other two bitches, Hillary Clinton still stands up when she urinates, be Jesus.
Let's do it.
Here you go, Mr. Mars. Say something funny, you dirtbag, you. Bring back some memories, man. Let's do a couple of lines, McCord, why don't we? Where's me Coke spoon? You flea-bitten homo, you god. Forgive me. Let me out.
Cardinal Egan, thank you.
Here you are now. Say something. Say it. Lord, hear our prayer. Now bless you, God.
Oh, Lord. 26 after the hour.
So I can't get around it.
So low, you can't get under it.
So high, you can't get over it. Can't get over it. I'm in the morning.
Hey, you need to sign up for AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet right now. The price is now $14.99 a month for 6 months.
Yeah, just let me finish this out.
No, spit it out. Spit it out. Come on.
Oh, what's the rush?
AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet is only $14.99 if you sign up online right now. Plus, it comes with a security suite to keep you safe on the internet.
Oh, that's a nice deal.
Yeah, not if we don't hurry. Come on, chop, chop. Let's get moving.
Okay, let's... Oh, wait. I got a piece of lettuce stuck in my tooth.
Put it in a doggy bag. Let's go.
Sign up for AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. Now just $14.99 a month for 6 months, only when you order online. Now it's easy to make the switch from dial-up or cable. Just go to att.com/14.99. SBC. Now joined with AT&T. The new AT&T. Your world. Delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service Cost Recovery Fee Extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/shop for details. Not available in all areas.
When you decide to sell your home, remember, a Bergdorf Realtors ERA sign in your yard is not just a sign, it's the mark of a leader, too. A leader with over 45 years of experience in your area. A leader dedicated to providing exceptional services to every individual they work with. A leader that offers a marketing plan developed with your unique home and needs in mind. That knows your neighborhood, but also has access to a global network of agents to help find buyers. A leader that even arranges to have the utilities, phone, and cable TV disconnected at your old home and reconnected at your new home at no cost. A leader with local expertise, time-tested experience, and unmatched service. That's a Bergdorf ERA agent. To have that sign, that leader working for you, and to get your home all the attention it deserves when you're selling it, go to Bergdorf.com. Bergdorf Realtors ERA is owned and operated by NRT Incorporated.
Hey, hon. What are you doing?
Logging on to USA3000.com. There.
What for?
To book us a low fare to Florida on USA 3000. Just $69.
But don't you sacrifice a lot for these low-fare flights?
Sacrifice what?
Well, assigned seats.
Would you prefer an aisle or window?
None of that stampede boarding?
Not on USA 3000.
Assigned seats from just $69.
Confirmed assigned seats. And the seats are roomy and comfortable on USA 3000.
Are you saying I need a roomy seat?
Oh, of course not, dear. I'm just saying that on USA 3000, you don't have to sacrifice comfort for a low fare.
Save without sacrifice to Florida. Fly USA 3000. To book your seat, log on to USA3000.com today or call 1-877-USA3000. One-way fares from $69. Fares do not include government taxes and fees of $10.20 one way. All fares are non-refundable.
Hi, Sandy Davis for Snow Country. When you think about the crazy rainy weather we've seen in January, it's pretty good to know that many ski areas still have pretty much every snowmaking trail open. In other words, the areas pretty much have every trail still wide open, and the folks at the mountains are setting up the trails to take a hit like this with any type of mixed weather, and we're ready to ski and ride quite a bit of terrain. Like in Hunter, still going strong with over 40 runs. Wyndham now riding about 24 runs. Up to Whiteface, moving on to some wet pack snow and 58 runs open. More details are at snowcountry.com. I'm Andy Davis.
Get yourself to CompUSA's 6-hour crazy credit event and go crazy with no-interest financing for 48 months. That's 4 years of no interest on purchases over $19.99. This Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. Same as cash offer on approved CompUSA consumer credit card purchases over $1,999. Monthly payments required, no finance charges if paid in 48 months. Else finance charges assessed from purchase date. Variable standard 21.65% APR. Variable default 25.65% APR. Minimum finance charge $2. See store for details.
31 after the hour here on the Imus-1 program. On the radio around the country on MSNBC. What are you doing on the computer, Dr. Phil?
Just look up the weather for you, man, as you had asked.
Well, I mean, Charles can handle that. I mean, you've been
downloading porn, looking up old high school people.
And?
They're all dead. Some of them are in some of the porn I downloaded.
There's Andrew Mitchell, Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent for NBC, who I saw last night with Chris Matthews. So, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. Been working on this terrible story about Joe Carroll, the American journalist, who Richard Engel says is really an extraordinary woman, adventurous, spirited, dedicated, who has now been seen in more video. It's the same video that had been previously released, but different pictures which show 3 armed men who are holding her. And her mother, as you know, came out this morning on CNN and made a very urgent appeal from the family for her release. Pretty terrible story.
Hey. What did Mom have to say?
Well, she said that...
I mean, you got to have more of a report than this, Andrews. Come on.
What we've been working on overnight is whether or not 6 Iraqis are going to be released. The Baghdad embassy said there's no release imminent, but there are some indications that Mikushevsky and others are picking up from the Pentagon that something may be afoot. The mother was just terribly impressive. She came on camera and said that her daughter has always shown the greatest respect for the Iraqi people, for their customs. She hopes that the captors will show Jill the same respect in return, and pleaded that they should not take vengeance on her innocent daughter, who loves Iraq and its people, and that kind of vengeance would not create any more justice. So there is some hope that this kind of appeal on CNN, which is seen throughout Iraq, on Al Jazeera from David Cook, the Christian Science Monitor bureau chief, yesterday, and on all of the other networks, will reach some of these people. In addition, today, a number of Iraqi leaders, religious leaders, both Sunni and Shiite, have called for her release because she really was widely known as a very dedicated reporter, and they're trying to tell their people that she's not their enemy. The problem is that there are so many groups now that are sometimes interested in a political statement, sometimes interested in cash. There are criminal elements working with the insurgents, so people are at cross purposes, and it's very hard to know what will actually appeal to these crazies.
I had Senator McCain on about an hour ago.
I was listening.
And, well, then you know that he says that they would send the wrong message to make a deal with any of these hostages. And apparently 6 of these women hostages, I guess there are 8 altogether being held, are already scheduled to be released, detainees or whatever they are.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of confusion about that. John McCain is articulating exactly the position of the U.S. government, the official position, and there's a lot of anxiety, frankly, here in Washington at the State Department and the Pentagon that the Iraqi officials have apparently been hinting that there may be some exchange. Even though they say it's not a quid pro quo, it's not a trade-off, any hint that there's a connection, you know, even if it's done with a wink and a nod, undermines the whole long-held policy that goes back to Ronald Reagan, that you don't trade for hostages. Now, Reagan, of course, was denying that they were trading weapons, but that's another whole story.
Back to Jill Carroll for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Was she careless, or what's this?
No, I talked to Richard Engel. You've interviewed him, and I interviewed him yesterday, and, you know, he knows far better than any of us what the situation on the ground is. He's on home leave for a couple of days back here. But there are freelancers who work without all of the security and the entourage, really, that American network and American newspaper reporters from major institutions have. She was a freelancer, freelancing for the Christian Science Monitor. It was her firm belief that going there on her own, without all of that, was a better way to get out and tell the story. And as, you know, we've been reporting, as you know.
What story is she telling?
Well, the story of how people are living their lives in Iraq. You know, Don Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney are arguing that we ought to get out of the green zone and out of the security areas and, you know, show how people are really living, that there is a life going on in Iraq. Well, you know, it's easy to say that from Washington, but this is an example of how perilous it is.
Oh, I hope she's all right. Excellent.
I think everyone does. She is widely liked and is considered a very credible, strong reporter, Don.
All right, thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.
Actually, I saw Richard Engel in the studio last night with Brian Williams.
So did I. Yep.
It looked weird to see him here today.
Yeah.
36 minutes at the hour. Let's go to Australia now. And John McEnroe Sr.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. McEnroe.
Good morning, Donald. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Certainly a great lead-in you got for me there.
Well,
that really funny story about the terrible woman being
no, I
down there.
understand all that. So I get this email from you, and I'm thinking, I wonder if he's drunk.
Yeah. I got that message when you sent me your reply, right?
So, well, didn't John win the Australian Open a few times?
No.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he never won the Australian Open once.
Really?
Yeah, right.
And you were never there when he played?
I was never there when he played. I was never there when Patrick played. I was too busy working at Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison.
So what possessed you to go now?
Well, what possessed me to go was when Patrick and his wife, who is now pregnant, which we're delighted to talk about, were at our house on Christmas Eve, along with my other son, Mark. And we had seen John earlier, but he had gone out to Malibu, where he has a place, and we were chatting about the whole situation, and I happened to comment that I had never been to the Australian Open before. Kay and I, my wife, had been to Australia before, but... Yeah. And so Patrick said, well, Dad, why don't you come? And I said, you inviting me? He said, absolutely. So I said, I'm there. And so here I am. I asked my wife, did she want to come? And she said, no. She was too busy, and it was too long a trip and too long a time. And she's a very important woman, as you may probably know.
Yeah, I do.
She's a member of the Board of Trustees at Lenox Hill Hospital and a member of different committees at the Cosmopolitan Club. And she said she had too many meetings in between, and she couldn't make it. It was too long and too far. So I said, okay. And Patrick, I said, I'm with you, baby. And here I am.
So you're there by yourself?
Well, by myself. I'm with Patrick.
Well, no, I understand, but I mean, I just smell something not good here.
Uh-oh.
I see you both.
Don't try to get me into that one, my wife and I just celebrated my 48th anniversary, part of this wedding anniversary, and we're delightful. We're delighted to be with each other, but we are not here together at the moment.
So the last we heard earlier this morning, Leighton Hewitt was in trouble. Did he lose?
I don't know the answer to that question. He lost the first two sets, but he did that the other day as well to that other fellow, and he pulled that out. Did he pull it out again? I don't know.
I've just been informed, Mr. McEnroe, by somebody who is not in Australia, as you are, but somebody here in Secaucus, New Jersey, that yes, in fact, he did lose.
Was the big fat guy?
Well, one of the big fat guys, yeah. What?
Isn't his name Christopher or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is Did you see the Venus-Williams match?
I saw the one that Venus lost, yes.
Well, she only played one.
I understand that,
It was the
yes.
first round.
Well, I mean, are you trying to make me look like terrible? Yes. The answer is yes, I did see it. I also saw the match today, or yesterday, if the case may be, because the hours are different here, with Roger Federer won, and it was just a total wipeout. So it's yes. But the answer to your question is yes. I saw the Venus-Williams match.
You know, Roger Federer reminds me a little bit of your son, John McEnroe. A little bit.
Well, there's a certain resemblance. The fact that they are both terribly adept people, and they were not overwhelmingly powerful. But Federer is hands down so far ahead of everybody out there these days. Whether John was that far ahead, I don't know. He had those terrible not terrible, those wonderful rivalries with Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors and Ivan Lendl and so on. And those were very exciting things. But at the moment, at least, there's really no one challenging Roger Federer, and he's hands down so far ahead of the pack. And particularly down here, where the only people who really had good opportunities to be against him and perhaps give him a challenge were Marat Safin and Nadal, the young Spaniard who is so fantastic. And they both had to pull out with injuries. So
I guess what I meant about Roger is he doesn't have one of those big 150-mile-an-hour serves. And,
yes, exactly.
Seems more finesse like John was.
Well, exactly. And John's serve, while it was not overwhelmingly fast and powerful, was so well placed and adept that it was really terrific. He says now he's playing the 35 and overs, which he calls the old dinosaurs tour. That his serve is faster than it used to be. Then he's got the new rackets, and the old days it was the wood, but he can hit the serve harder, but it doesn't have the same placement it had.
I like Andy Roddick. He seemed like a nice kid. Do you know him?
I know him very well. I know his family, his mother and his father. They're wonderful people. Andy is a terrific talent. Unfortunately, he's here in the Federer era.
And he's not ever going to be able to get over that hump in your view, or?
Well, I think it's going to be very hard because Federer is an enormous talent, and he is probably he's a guy that you could say could rival and even surpass the Sampras legacy. I
don't want to involve you in anything salacious, but
thank you.
We did hear that Andy Roddick has been hanging with Maria Sharapova. What do you know about that?
I know absolutely nothing about it, but if I was going to hang and I was Andy Roddick, Maria Sharapova would be someone I would select.
Mr. McEnroe, you've been kind to us and the rants and...
Imus, Don, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to ask this question because I'm so excited about it. The CD you're talking about with all the marvelous country western singers, and I'm a big country person. When is that coming, and is it available?
It's not available yet. I just hired, I don't know if you know the entertainment lawyer, Rosemary Carroll.
No, I don't know her, no.
She's she's Danny Goldberg's wife, the guy who used to be at Mercury.
Right.
Well, she's now negotiating the deal, so there could be some time.
Can you reveal to me, I know you haven't mentioned it yet, at least from what I remember, is what Willie Nelson's going to do?
No, Mr. McEnroe, I cannot tell you that.
Okay. And when will this be available?
I can't tell you that either.
Well, can we hype Patrick McEnroe's Melissa Errico's CD, which is going to come out soon?
I'd be more than happy to do that. Anything for the McEnroe family.
Well, I appreciate that. Melissa's doing a record with Michel Legrand, and she's doing some of his old stuff and some of his new stuff, and it's going to be available, I think, in the middle of this year. So I hope that you'll be willing to, play a tune or something or other from that record before
Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. I said I'd promote it. Take care of yourself and have fun, and thank you very much.
Hey, thanks a lot. And anytime you want me back, please let me know.
Don't get nuts with me here. John McEnroe Sr. from Melbourne, Australia, on the Australian Open and other stuff.
My balls are always bouncing. My balls are always...
Well, I was talking to that moron Mike Oster from Funny Motor Cars and Mercedes-Benz of Danbury the other day, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Or day before, whatever, a couple days ago. About the 2007 600 and the 2007 500. And Mercedes has made some remarkable changes. I'm pretty happy with the 600 I have now, by the way. One of the reasons that Funny Motor Cars in Wappinger Falls and Mercedes-Benz of Danbury have done so well is that there are two dealerships that are right on the cutting edge of, you know, they have 12,000 active customers between these two dealerships. And they, why they at 1-800-Mercedes.net. Get yourself a Mercedes-Benz. Not just pomegranate, it's pomegranate. This Wadwalla, and it's waiting for you at your local retailer. Pomegranate has antioxidant properties to help protect the body, plus it's a good source of potassium. Try all three new deliciously nutritious varieties: pomegranate juice, pomegranate mango, and pomegranate berry. All with the goodness of pomegranate. Enhanced with wild berry extract. All at your local retailer, Wadwalla, for everybody. It's part of the 2006 Mets lineup with the Mets six-pack. 6 games in each pack, including a Subway Series matchup. A great time in Shea all season long. Pick up your pack today through Mets.com or by calling 718-507-TIXX. Join the Mets at Shea 6 times in 06 with Delgado, Reyes, White, and Wagner. Mets 6-packs on sale right now at Mets.com. Choose from thousands of best-selling audiobooks, classic radio shows at SoundsGood.com. Sounds good to me.
Dad, we must tell Sims educated consumers that Winter Bash is earlier this January.
Sims Winter Bash begins Wednesday, January 11th, and ends Sunday, January 22nd, with markdowns throughout the store.
During Bash, everything is marked down. Yes, everything. Men's, ladies, and children's outerwear, suits, separates, sport coats, weekend wear, everything is marked down, including new spring arrivals.
For example, a world-famous men's brand-name nationally advertised $350 suit. Sims Bash price, $140. Ladies nationally advertised $140 suits. Sims Bash price, $50.
Starting Bash earlier means an even bigger selection, all at markdown prices. Markdowns so deep, it can only happen at Sims.
Remember, Sims Winter Bash is going on right now through Sunday, January 22nd.
Sims in Manhattan, downtown on Trinity Place, and Midtown on Park Avenue. Also, Long Island, Westchester, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Do you know why you get wrinkles? Did you know that you can finally do something about it? At home, you get wrinkles because your skin loses collagen. Now you can restore collagen with Hydroderm Beverly Hills. This patented fast-acting wrinkle-reducing serum actually delivers full, intact collagen molecules directly to the skin. To try it free, call 1-800-441-9391. When you were young, collagen made your skin feel smooth and firm. As you aged, you lost collagen, and you developed wrinkles. Now you don't have to get injections to restore your youth. Hydroderm feels light and silky, but it's also powerful. With Hydroderm, you can enjoy the stunning and flawless skin that you deserve. For a limited time, get your free trial of Hydroderm by calling 1-800-441-9391. A free trial just for calling. Call 1-800-441-9391. That's 1-800-441-9391. Call now before this free trial offer expires. 1-800-441-9391.
I'm Headlights with the Expressway Lube Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Land O'Lakes All Natural Eggs. Add a little goodness to your day with Land O'Lakes Natural Farm Fresh Eggs, available brown-shelled large and brown-shelled extra large. Land O'Lakes, where simple goodness begins. At the Queens Midtown Tunnel inbound, there's an accident on the eastbound LIE. Apparently somebody struck the movable barrier. The left lane is blocked in the main travel lanes, that's causing heavy rubbernecking delays. Once you pass that, you're better into the toll plaza. 45-minute delays at the Lincoln, 30 at the George, 15 at the Holland. The Imus in the morning forecast, mostly sunny skies later today. High temperature around 45 degrees. Currently 35 degrees and fair skies in Central Park. I'm Hedda Headlights with the Expressway Lube Center Fan Highway Patrol.
Coming up in 10 minutes till the hour here in the Imus Morning program on the radio on the country and on MSNBC. Dr. Phil thought you were saying Hedda Headlights. has a little bugs in your head. But,
I'm not pronouncing that correctly yet?
well, no, headlights.
More appropriate, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, you should talk, Dr. Phil. You wish you had some hair for lights to get in it, Chrome Dome.
Sure
The Phil Sims Report, sponsored by GMC, the official vehicle of the NFL. Please welcome to the program CBS Sports, Phil Sims. Good morning, Mr. Sims.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. How's it going?
Well, I don't know. I think I have Lyme disease or something.
I heard that.
Well, lemon disease.
You might not feel good, but as long as you look good, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking pretty good, and it's good to talk to you again. It's been a while.
Didn't you tell me Pittsburgh could not beat Indianapolis?
No, I said Pittsburgh would win the game.
Did you?
Yes.
You're a genius.
So Chris Carl is not the only one that knows what the hell's going on.
Whoa.
What?
I heard you on no offense, Phil, I love you. I heard you on Sunday morning with Mike saying there was almost no chance they were going to win the game.
Ah, you weren't listening correctly, you dummy.
I think I was.
Pittsburgh all the way.
You know.
I'm going to go get some tape.
Let's go get a tape and listen to it again.
So, we have Pittsburgh going into Denver. Is that the game you guys are doing?
I do, yes. That's the game Jim Nance and I will be doing this Sunday. So you're going to be rooting for?
I guess Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, huh? You like Bill Cowher, I would think. Is that it?
Yeah, I also like the quarterback for Denver, though.
Yeah, Jake Plummer. Yeah, he's fun to watch.
It doesn't make any difference to me, really, who wins.
Yeah. All right.
Who do you think will win?
Well, I'm not real sure, but I'll have the answer by Sunday morning once I meet with both teams and hear all the good stuff, hear what they got to say. It's tough. Pittsburgh has played 2 road games. Now they're going to Denver.
Yeah.
It is a tough place to play. It's loud, and of course, Denver being in the game, I don't even have to say they're a pretty dang good team, too.
Yeah.
So, but it should be exciting. I think I think anytime you get the Steelers and the Broncos, they're 2 teams that everybody in America follows. So, and they're both exciting in their own way. So, I'm expecting a good game. It's going to be a lot of fun to do.
And we have 2 other teams that nobody follows.
Well, Carolina, yeah, people kind of lose track of them down there, and of course in Seattle, my gosh, yeah, nobody follows them either. And but they're both interesting. The quarterback in Seattle, he's a pretty good player, half the back. And the quarterback in Carolina, Jake Delhomme, he's done well, too. He's a good player, too. So it's worth watching just because I think that will be exciting, too. Seattle's defense is not great, so Carolina should move the ball, so it should be fun to watch.
That Smith guy, doesn't he play for Carolina?
Carolina, yep.
He's liable to go crazy in Seattle.
He's incredible. He's incredible. And it's, it's one thing to do well, but when the other team's focus is entirely almost trying to stop you, and you still do great, that tells you how good you are.
You still put up 200 yards.
Yeah, I know. It's impressive. It really is. And he's a dynamic player. And anytime a player does that well, when the other team is focusing on him, of course he's really good. Yeah. But you got to give a lot of credit to coaches too, because they give him a chance to get it done, even though the other team is trying to stop him.
The NFL, by the way, back to that Colts game for a second, apologized for apparently missing that interception.
Yep.
And Joey Porter, apparently, I don't know whoever he is.
He's a linebacker for Pittsburgh.
He accused the league of wanting Peyton Manning and the Colts to win.
Yeah, I think I read that. I heard that. I didn't pay much attention to it, and it's that kind of goes right along with.
How about Manning calling out his lineman after the thing?
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
What a weasel.
That was rough. Well, I don't know. Look, Peyton Manning's been a good player for a long time, and he's said the right things and treated everybody well all these years. So I'm not going to go crazy because he said a few lines that maybe were not politically correct about his football team.
Right.
Do you agree? I mean, he's done a lot of good stuff, and he's been a good person. He stood up there in front many years and taken all the blame for what's gone wrong. So I'm just not going to go like, wow, that's just unbelievable he did that. It wasn't right, and when you're the quarterback, you always got to take the blame. And, he probably learned a little lesson himself right there,
and he's already won a couple Super Bowls, right?
What's that?
He's already won a couple Super Bowls, so...
Well...
Hasn't he?
No, he has not.
Oh, he hasn't?
No, Pete, that's what makes it so tough on him, because everybody says he can't get it done, the big game and all that stuff, and that's all I ever hear. But there's
He makes me nervous. He moves his feet around too much. And, I mean, if you're in a huddle with these guys and you've had a week to think about this, you got all these coaches, I mean, decide on a play and then go up there and run it like you used to do or like these other guys do.
Oh, I think there's a blend there, Don, and maybe it is too much. You know, I'm curious to see, after what happened this year with the Indianapolis Colts, what plan of attack they do come back with next year.
Yeah.
And that might change some. Maybe they will settle down a little because of the circumstances. Maybe it is too much to ask of the offensive linemen and stuff to sit there and wait so long for a play to be called and run.
It's stupid.
I can see there's times that it bothers people.
Bothers me.
And sometimes I just go, wow, just go up there and run the play myself too. But it's hard to complain a lot when it's worked so well. I know they haven't won a Super Bowl, but they've had a lot of good games, a lot of years on offense.
Bingo.
Bingo.
No Super Bowl, no ring.
All right. Hey, you know, I just found that, is it true? I know you have Terry Bradshaw on every week, I think.
Yeah.
When he decides to be there and call in or whatever.
Yeah.
Is he in a movie? Has he got a new movie coming out?
Yes.
Wow. Have you seen it?
No, of course not.
No. Wow.
With Matthew, whatever his name is.
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Oh, he's with Matthew McConaughey.
He's cute. Matthew is.
He's what?
He makes you a brokeback cowboy. That's a cute guy.
Yeah, I tell you, hey, I also got to say, Vanity Fair, now, you know, that's a good picture you sitting on the horse. You got to like that picture, don't you?
Well, the horse is going 40 miles an hour.
It was.
And it's 20 degrees. So.
Well, you know, when you're a cowboy, you got to show some toughness.
I guess you do, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, have a good game on Sunday.
All right, looking forward to it.
Say hi to Nance. Tell Nance to lose the number.
Okay, man, I will. Thank you, bud.
Oh, the great Phil Sims here.
You know, there's an old Hawaiian saying that goes Makalaka Haka, Onawa, Huna, Olaka, Juna, Oka, Kruna, Kona, which means 7-Eleven now offers delicious world roast coffees, including the rich, medium-bodied flavor of the Hawaiian Kona Blend coffees. Which reminds me of another saying, Haka Wanta Nak Justa Chaka, meaning the well-balanced flavor of Hawaiian Kona Blend coffee is brewed fresh every 30 minutes at participating 7-Eleven stores. Oh, thank heaven. Aloha.
All right, Smith, contracts in order?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Oh, my stomach. I skipped breakfast.
Okay, Gene, is your team ready?
Oh, dear. I skipped too.
Oh, Jenkins.
I didn't eat either.
What's wrong with you people?
Stomach growling? You don't have to skip breakfast. Slip into 7-Eleven for our new pancake breakfast sandwiches. Double sausage and cheese or molasses ham with egg between fluffy maple pancakes. They're great on the go. Oh, thank heaven. At participating 7-Eleven stores.
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction and have had no success with other medications? For over 15 years, Boston Medical Group has helped men restore their sexual confidence. Their files are filled with over 500,000 success stories. Here's one of them.
I've tried Viagra, and that didn't work for me. I couldn't possibly tell you how disappointed I was. But then I found Boston Medical Group. Their treatment worked. I was surprised at how simple and effective it was.
If you're having a problem achieving and maintaining sexual performance, and you failed to get results from the popular pills, don't despair. Boston Medical Group has the answer. You'll receive a personalized treatment that's guaranteed to work safely and effectively, regardless of age or causes. And with private waiting rooms and prescriptions filled on site, your privacy is Boston Medical Group's first concern. Call 800-337-7555 for a clinic near you. That's 800-337-7555. Call today, 800-337-7555, or visit bostonmedicalgroup.com.
Saying we're the best does not make it so. One reason Westchester BMW will never say we're the best. That's your call, not ours. And Westchester BMW clients have already spoken, making ours the only BMW Center of Excellence in New York, a distinction based on total customer satisfaction. Anything less than total satisfaction does not make the grade. For us, what we do is more important than what we say about ourselves. When you deliver what you promise and give your salespeople the power to make decisions normally reserved for managers elsewhere, it makes a difference. Does it make us the best? That decision is entirely up to you. We're just off 287 Exit 4 and at westchesterbmw.com with special lease and finance programs available on the new 2005 3, 5, and 7 series through BMW Financial Services. Call 1-800-SHOP-BMW. See the difference between a BMW and a Westchester BMW.
When people come into H&R Block, some will let you know what they need the minute they walk in the door.
I need money fast. You know how fast? Right here in this office fast. Zip zam when my taxes are done fast. Right after I sign my John Hancock fast. Not by mail, not by wire, not by air, not by sea, not by special courier pigeon. I'm talking Johnny on the spot, jingling in my pockets as I am heading out the door fast.
I kind of gathered he needed money fast. So I told him about H&R Block's instant money refund anticipation loan. Walking with your taxes? Walk out with a loan check today.
You mean today? Not tomorrow? Not this year? Not this century? Today? You're talking today?
Yep, today.
You mean... Thank you.
Instant money refund anticipation loan. Nobody gets you money faster. Call 1-800-HR-BLOCK or visit hrblock.com for the office nearest you. H&R Block, in your corner. Credit provided by HSBC Bank USA, N.A., member FDIC. Account fee and finance charge are charged by HSBC. You may not qualify for an instant money refund anticipation loan, but may qualify for a classic route as soon as 1 day later. Amount received may be reduced by debt owed for a prior route and fees owed to H&R Block at participating offices. Those who e-file with direct deposit typically receive refunds in 8 to 15 days.
This is the Imus in the Morning radio program on WFAN New York. It is a minute past the top of the hour now, and time for a couple of our headline stories locally. While thousands of people are still without power in the tri-state area as a result of yesterday's rough weather, there are some, actually several hundred people scattered in Putnam County and the Greenwich, Connecticut area who have been without electricity since last Saturday. Connecticut Power and Light, as well as New York State Electric and Gas, the two utilities that serve those regions, both say they have made the restoration of long-time outage customers a top priority. Yesterday's wind and rain have complicated efforts to restore power. The heavy winds are blamed in the death of a New Rochelle man. 52-year-old Patrick Imanike was killed when a tree came down on his car just as he was pulling out of his driveway to go to work. Imanike had immigrated from Nigeria and worked as a nurse to send his 4 kids to school. The family had moved into this house in New Rochelle last April. The New York City Administration for Children's Services Commissioner is taking action against supervisors and workers involved in the Nismarie Brown case, the 7-year-old girl allegedly beaten to death by her parents. ACS Commissioner John Mattingly says the agency did make mistakes in tracking the progress of the child, and employees assigned to the case will face consequences. Mattingly says the staff did not persist in gaining access to Nismarie's home after receiving numerous complaints about neglect and child abuse. It failed to determine educational neglect. 6 employees will be disciplined with penalties that could include basic reprimand to outright termination. Weather mostly sunny today with a high in the upper 40s, partly cloudy, the 30s tonight, partly cloudy into the mid-50s tomorrow. And it's 38 degrees right now at 3 minutes after the hour.
You've had enough. Enough harassment from bill collectors to last a lifetime. Enough arguments with your spouse about the bills. It doesn't have to be this way. Eliminate the stress by eliminating the debt. Make one toll-free call to Debt Relief of America. Let them show you how they can eliminate up to 60% of your credit card debt using programs most credit card companies keep secret from their customers. When you call DRA, you'll talk to a friendly, caring debt professional who understands what you're going through and can help you find a way out. The call and consultation are absolutely free. There is no cost or obligation. Debt Relief of America does all the work for you and negotiates directly with your creditors to get your bills wiped out. You won't pay a dime of the debt that is settled. Call for your free consultation. The next time the bill collector calls, say enough. Call now, 800-732-7092. That's 800-732-7092. 800-732-7092.
As official HDTV of the NFL, Samsung has become an inspiration to NFL fans everywhere, showcasing a new reality of sight and sound that boldly carries the experience of watching football to unforeseen levels of passion and intensity. Never again will friends simply gather to watch a little game of football, but will instead, like Samsung HDTV and the NFL, lock arms together to experience America's greatest pastime like never before. Just ask Dan Marino, who watches on his Samsung LCD HDTV, Boomer Esiason on his Slim Fit HDTV, Steve Young on his Samsung Plasma HDTV, or Troy Aikman on his Samsung DLP HDTV. For NFL football, it has to be Samsung, the official HDTV of the NFL.
Go to Best Buy from now until the Super Bowl and talk to a Samsung HD TV expert who can tell you all about HD and our great offers. Go online to Samsung.com/NFL for store listings.
It is now 5 minutes past the top of the hour. This Imus in the Morning. Time for some of our national and international headline stories. First of all, a suicide attacker detonated an explosive vest in a crowded downtown coffee shop today in Baghdad, and another bomb exploded seconds later beneath a nearby car. And the reports we're getting are that at least 23 people are dead and 26 wounded. The blast occurred as the mother of abducted American reporter Jill Carroll appealed for her daughter's release after her captors threatened to kill her if U.S. authorities don't release all Iraqi women in military custody. Mary Beth Carroll says that her daughter had worked hard to show the suffering of Iraqis to the world. Spokesman for Iraq's Human Rights Ministry says a decision to release 6 of 8 women who are being held was made on Monday, before Jill Carroll was kidnapped. And so this story today that these 6 are to be released has reportedly no association with the fact that the terrorists were threatening to kill Jill Carroll, said that there was no outside pressure that affected this decision. Also, the Italian defense minister is saying today that Italy will conclude its mission in Iraq by the end of the year. In an address to a parliamentary committee, the defense minister said that the mission would be considered concluded at the end of the year, having definitively completed the mission. And there is word from that international election monitors have decided that there were only minor violations in Iraq's recent parliamentary election, and said the new government should include all communities. Even with what problems that they did turn up, the mission said Iraqis should be commended for an election that operated smoothly under harsh circumstances, and that the turnout would have done credit, as they put it, to democracies in more settled parts of the world. So that's the assessment from the international team looking into the Iraqi elections and whether or not there were fraud and problems.
Dr. Phil here with us this morning, looking like a mouth-breathing pervert, by the way.
Mouth-breathing pervert?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
This coming from a wrinkled-up old pederast like you?
So what is it you were going to do?
You look like you're ready to jump in a corner and flash, open your raincoat. You want a candy cane, little boy? Why don't you come over here in the alley with old Cowboy Don?
What is he ever going to say? Boy.
Oh, well, of course, it's kind of hard to clear up an election when it takes so long to count the votes. I mean, getting them out of the camel's butt got to take 4 or 5 weeks at least. Ballots. I mean, how many elections are these people going to have?
Well,
and how the hell they know what the hell they're running over there?
Well,
there's 5,000 different regions and 40 million factions. I mean, stupid.
That's part of the
You
problem.
can't even run a ranch with 8 cowboys and a couple of Mexicans baling hay. How the hell are they going to run a country? Jesus.
I don't know. 8 minutes after the hour.
Who cares, by the way?
No, well, another good point.
Who gives a damn?
No, nobody.
Let's have an election to decide what the hell to do with that country and then just do it. Why don't we decide? We're the ones with all the guns. Let's go over there and say, hey, Ali Akbar, here's how it's going to go.
Well, that's what we were supposed to do. But...
Oh, man. I am stupefied.
I saw Paul Bremer with Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, and Jon Stewart, and, I like him a lot, but I just don't think we should do or try to do serious interviews with people because he sounded as incomprehensible as Alan Greenspan.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
well,
I don't know what the point is.
Doesn't work for him.
No.
Stay the other direction.
25 comedy writers in a half-hour show stick their snotty comments and the yucks.
Yeah, we don't need to try to interview Paul Bremer.
Sure, and make faces.
Yeah.
Come on, it's half hour, for God's sake, in commercials.
It doesn't work, so stop doing it. So approaching 10 minutes after the hour, well, I'm trying to figure out I know there's always something the matter with me. I mean, something.
Mm-hmm.
But now I just can't, I don't know what it is.
General malaise, weakness.
No, man, I just have no energy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. That's what Ariel Sharon was saying just before, before the holidays.
But, man, just feels like Lyme disease.
Have you developed any sort of rash on a bullseye, the telltale bullseye rash on any part of your body?
No. A bullseye on him would not be a safe thing.
No, I haven't.
Well,
It's probably not that.
probably not.
It's, I don't know what it is.
Could it be seasonal affective disorder?
No, because no. No.
How about he's just 108 and he's going to be dying soon? Isn't that enough?
It could be.
No, I'm in good health.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're really robust.
You're in what?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger wants to use you as a model.
No, I was on a treadmill Monday.
There you go. We laid down on it?
But I don't know.
Let me get the pillow off. You're in good health.
Feel good on it. You lie down on it.
Bernie. I wish you bastards could all just die.
You think you have
I wish. No, I really. And I wouldn't even feel that bad.
No, I know you wouldn't.
And just have auditions and just get other people.
As opposed to us.
It is 11 after the hour. Well, sports now.
Bernard, I got bad news. And that's exactly how it would go. We burst into laughing right after he said it.
How about John McEnroe Sr. referring to you as the fat guy?
I don't know if I need that.
No.
I don't know if I need that. And Phil, by the way, listen, I love Phil Simms, but he did not pick it. And here it is. Sunday morning with Mike, Phil did not pick the Steelers. Does it, you tell me. You listen to this. You tell me if this sounds like a guy who's picking the Steelers. This is Mike starting out talking about Pittsburgh.
In my mind, they have no shot in this game because they don't match up well with this team. They don't match up at all with this team.
They don't match up well, and I believe in the Colts more than I don't believe in the Steelers. I believe the 13-game win streak, what I saw. I still think that, and I got to see it. There's got to be different before I change my mind.
Well, change your mind, son.
Yeah. What was that mealy-mouthed giant from Phil Simms?
I don't know.
I don't know about it.
Maybe he was joking with you, but...
At least Francesa owned up to it.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm
Francesa came on the air Tuesday or whenever it was, or Monday, and said, I was wrong.
Come on,
I
Phil.
was wrong about everything.
But here's the thing also. He said one thing here on this program, and then game day, he sort of waffled.
Yeah.
He got nervous, and then now he lies about it. Our guy, Phil Simms.
Not good.
Not good.
I don't get it.
Wow. Maybe he feels like he has to be a little more straight with Francesa, because Francesa knows what he's talking about. He knows that, of course, we don't, or I don't. So, but not good. Not a good show from Phil. Not good.
Bad job.
Disappointing.
Bad job, right, Phil?
Very bad job. Hey, listen, we said it before. One thing on one show, another thing on another show. That's bad radio.
That is not.
Bad radio.
What else is it?
Bad radio. Bad job, bad radio.
He's got to know it's all on tape.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just say deny it, and then...
He's adamant about that. He did say it.
Maybe he had a little... I thought maybe at the beginning when he was saying it this morning that he had a little tongue-in-cheek about it, but geez.
No, he's just flat out lying.
Maybe he's drunk.
That's like these politicians that think they're speaking to just a very specific audience, and listen, everybody's hearing them. Come on. Can't be doing that.
So Sean Locklear, who apparently beat up his girlfriend, right?
Right.
He's going to get...
Allegedly.
He hasn't been convicted yet.
Oh, you bastards.
It is allegedly.
Anyway, he's going to get to play tomorrow? Or whenever they play?
It's Sunday.
So
They're
whenever.
playing Sunday. He will play Sunday. So, we'll see what happens.
Make me watch Carolina Seattle play football.
Yeah.
You're not into it?
Make me watch it.
Why not?
Where's the big enough gun?
Why wouldn't you be in there both of these games?
Oh, God, please.
You'll watch Pittsburgh.
I'll watch Pittsburgh-Denver, yeah.
But you don't care about the other game.
Torture.
Torture.
That's torture.
No, nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares.
No. Nobody cares.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Well, you can now hope that they have to, carry old Sean off on a stretcher. There's something to root for.
Well, you don't want to root.
You have a rooting interest.
Well, I don't root for players to get injured, but
Well, you do if they're, assaulting women.
It's allegedly.
If they're bad guys.
Yeah, if they're allegedly assaulting women, right.
No, that would be bad, TV?
Bad TV, Mike. And bad radio. And a bad job.
Oh, boy. Well, Knicks last night, it did get a little bit nuts in Chicago. Here's Mike Breen and Walt Frazier on the MSG Network.
Heinrich with 18 points, 8 assists. And where's Davis going? Antonio Davis going into the stands. I wonder if he has family. Obviously not.
He's in the stands up in the 6th or 7th row. This is a dangerous situation. And security quickly up there. But they should have never allowed Davis to go into the crowd.
The best part, everybody dance now.
CNC Music Factory is playing in the background. He's going up in the stands to pummel somebody. This is a dangerous situation right now, Clyde.
Can't flip anything by old brain, can you?
Mike, right on top of it.
Right on top of it. You're doing great. Great job, Mike.
Meanwhile, back to the score.
Anyway, the Knicks lost to the Bulls in overtime, 106-104, but Davis did go into the stands, was ejected. He went in because he thought his wife was being threatened by a drunk, and we'll have to see what the NBA does about it. I don't think they should do anything. This guy shouldn't get suspended. He's defending his family.
Maybe we need the real story from Bernard.
It turns out he was probably defending. He was defending the patron, was trying to get the bitch to shut up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well, what was she doing?
She wasn't.
She's got a reputation for being a loudmouth.
Where do you get this reputation crap?
In Chicago.
Because Bernie knows what's going on.
I know what time it is, man. I have sources. Yeah. She does have that reputation. That's a fact. And she's probably running a big-ass mouth up in the stands, as most women do. And the guy told her, "Shut up, bitch," and she was like, "Don't even go there."
Yeah.
And they got into it, and then, next thing you know, Davis ran up there, and he should have,
He's defending his wife.
Why wasn't he paying attention to what the hell was going on in the game? Another reason they lost.
He just walked over during the... It wasn't even during the game. It was during the timeout.
Yeah, sure.
Just walking over to the huddle, looked up, looked for his wife, saw her in the middle of a skirmish, and ran up into the stands. Did the right thing.
Antonio, this white man just told me to shut up. Antonio!
Finger on the pulse.
What else going on?
Well, Rams will hire Miami offensive coordinator Scott Linehan today. Lions will hire Colts still smarting from their loss to the Steelers.
Good.
Yesterday here in New York, General Manager Bill Polian appearing with Mike and the Mad Dog. Dog asking Polian about receiver Marvin Harrison.
Looked to us that Marvin Harrison, kind of basically in a little bit of a pout. Hadn't had a big game. He really didn't look like part of the ball club. If that was me in that spot, I'm on the sidelines. I'm moving my defense on. Give me the ball back. Let's do some things. Didn't see that in Marvin Harrison. Give me your thoughts about that.
Absurd, in one word. Marvin Harrison's an all-pro Hall of Fame receiver.
Nobody disputed that.
Everything we ask him to do, and you want to read body language. That's absurd.
But really getting after it with Dog. He ended up hanging up later in the interview.
So you disagree? Basically.
Has Dog suffered from a massive head wound?
I don't know. The guy probably, well, as you said, he hung up on him, right?
You want to hear that?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Well, how about the idea that he has had lesser numbers in the postseason compared to the regular season?
His numbers in the regular season are in the stratosphere.
Well,
no receiver playing has the numbers that Marvin Harrison
he caught three balls for 50 yards here on Monday. Come on, jeez.
With all due respect, I don't have time for this. I really don't.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
You're not getting away with that interview. Jeez, come on. We killed Manning for throwing the offensive line on the bus. He threw the offensive line under a freaking 747.
Flying overhead.
You got to hand it to Russo for asking the tough questions. Well, Fat Frances is sitting right there sucking his thumb.
Well, it's a stupid question.
That's a question based on apparently.
It's not a tough question. It's idiotic.
And he's real.
He put up great numbers in the regular season. How come he didn't have a playoff game? Shut up.
Yeah.
How would he know?
Have some respect, yes.
I mean, that's...
Finally, the guy just... I don't have to sit here. Finally, the guy just said so.
That's what I don't.
Mike should have smacked him in the head. Said, listen, lighten up.
I mean, you can't blame the guy. I mean, he's got to be thinking, why am I talking to this moron?
Which is exactly what was in his voice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he tried to be respectful even in hanging up. He just said,
and it was leading up to that a few times. He said, if you're really going to just pursue this, I really don't have time for it. But he didn't. That wasn't the first time he mentioned let's end it.
Yeah.
He hung in there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But they really kept getting after it.
And what's the point?
I don't know.
Like kicking a guy lying in the gutter.
No wonder the players...
Bad radio?
And these teams...
Hey, that's a bad team, bad radio, bad TV.
Hate you morons who do sports radio.
What are you saying, you moron?
You do it.
Hello?
What?
You used to produce that show.
I did. And now you're a host. Think very warmly about it, but I'm not a moron.
Of course you are.
Chris isn't a moron. Mike's not a moron. Nobody's a moron.
Oh, you both three are dumber than dirt.
Oh, come on.
Get out of my face.
That's harsh.
You think y'all don't go through up and down? Come on, get a grip. Because AI is AI, we got to go through that, and we'll go through it.
Do ups and downs
God got his
wife
back.
out naked?
Excuse me?
Do ups and downs include throwing your wife out
Go get out of my face with that crazy stuff. That's rumor. Where you get that from? Because somebody told it to you? Did someone tell you that?
Yeah.
Did someone? Don't ask me nothing. Did someone tell you that?
I haven't spoken with you.
All right, then. Don't go there with me.
That's why
Don't go there with me. Don't go there with me. You want to keep it real, you keep it real with me. Because I ain't for no game.
Allen Iverson's mom. I love her.
What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Can't you tell that your tie's too wide? Maybe I should buy some old tab collars. Welcome back to the age of jive. Where have you been hiding out lately, honey? Your pants dress flashy till you spend a lot of money. Everybody's talking about the new sound. Funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. What's the matter with the car I'm driving? Can't you tell that it's out of style? Should I get a set of white wall tires? Are you gonna cruise the Miracle Mile? Nowadays you can't be too sentimental. Your best bet to true baby blue continental. Hot funk, cool punk, even if it's old junk, still rock and roll to me. Imus in the morning.
Everybody's talking about how Quaker oatmeal helps lower cholesterol.
She had a worry about her cholesterol.
He doesn't know what it means to have a problem. Congratulations, the rest of us have a problem. I decided to eat Quaker oatmeal for 30 days. It just gobbles up cholesterol.
Friends are spreading the word.
Mine went down 12 points. There's the proof. I have papers showing that my cholesterol dropped 17 points.
I dropped 4 points.
It's true. The soluble fiber from Quaker oatmeal and a low-saturated, low-cholesterol diet may reduce heart disease risk. Quaker oatmeal is something to smile about.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
According to a national survey, 50% of people who have jobs don't like them. Since you go around only once, you should be doing something you really enjoy. Start by checking out Connecticut School of Broadcasting's website at 800tvradio.com, then call 1-800-TV-Radio for Connecticut School of Broadcasting with 13 campuses, including Westbury, Long Island, Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, and Stratford, Connecticut. At Connecticut School of Broadcasting, you will learn by doing from New York and New Jersey radio and TV pros in a matter of months, not years. For over 40 years, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, the nation's oldest and largest group of communication schools, has placed thousands of grads in every facet of radio and TV. Call 1-800-TV-Radio today for Connecticut School of Broadcasting's campus near you. Westbury, Long Island, Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, Stratford, Connecticut. For day and evening classes that begin in late February, call 1-800-TV-Radio now. 1-800-TV-Radio. 1-800-887-2346 is Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Hey, hon. What are you doing?
Logging on to USA3000.com. Yeah.
What for?
To book us a low fare to Florida on USA 3000. Just $69.
But don't you sacrifice a lot for these low-fare flights?
Sacrifice what?
Well, assigned seats.
Would you prefer an aisle or window?
None of that stampede boarding?
Not on USA 3000.
Assigned seats from just $69.
Confirmed assigned seats. And the seats are roomy and comfortable on USA 3000.
Are you saying I need a roomy seat?
Oh, of course not, dear. I'm just saying that on USA 3000, you don't have to sacrifice comfort for a low fare.
Save without sacrifice to Florida. Fly USA 3000. To book your seat, log on to USA3000.com today or call 1-877-USA3000. One-way fares from $69. Fares do not include government taxes and fees of $10.20 one way. All fares are non-refundable.
If you're sick and tired of watching your eyes get weaker and weaker every year, and you're ready to do something about your poor vision, repeat after me. I will take a stand against my weak eyesight.
I won't use my glasses as a crutch.
I will start strengthening my eyes naturally.
I will refuse the high cost of surgery.
And I will no longer accept stronger prescriptions year after year.
I will take control of my vision.
Take a stand against poor vision. Call right now for a free video to find out how you can strengthen your eyesight using the safe, natural solution. It's called the See Clearly method. It's recommended by eye doctors and available without a prescription. Pick up the phone and we'll send you a free video to see this program for yourself.
Right.
You deserve stronger eyes. Take a stand. Call right now for your free video to preview the See Clearly method. Call 1-800-771-4117. That's 1-800-771-4117. 1-800-771-4117.
Headlights with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by the NFL. Be sure to catch the Sprint Super Bowl 40 halftime show featuring the Rolling Stones Sunday, February 5th on ABC. Starting in Westchester, northbound on the New England Thruway. After exit 15 in New Rochelle, there's an accident being cleared from the shoulder. Southbound BQE Gowanus is slow from Northern Boulevard into Broadway.
Carla Carjacker.
Carjacker. Okay. Eastbound LIE at the BQE, accident clear, but westbound is still slow from the Clearview Expressway into the BQE. Over to Jersey City, the inbound covered roadway, disabled vehicle cleared, and eastbound 80 in Jersey at Route 19.
Debbie Drive-By.
Debbie Drive-By.
Yeah.
The Honest in the Morning forecast, mostly sunny skies, high about 45, 36 degrees and fair skies in Central Park. I'm Debbie Drive-By with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol.
26 hours the hour here in the Imus Morning program around the country.
How about Hillary head-on collision? What the hell's up with you?
Debbie Drive-By, I like that.
All right.
Tracy's in the studio with Scum. What's going on?
Well, there's a great story in Lloyd Grove's Lowdown today in the New York Daily News where Senator John Kerry's PR guy gets into an email fight with the guy who wrote this article for GQ magazine, who claims that loyal Democrats, especially former Kerry aides, wish that Kerry would just go away. It says, quote, you read GQ to pick suits and ties, not to pick a commander-in-chief, according to Kerry's mouthpiece, David Wade. That's what he emailed over to the guy from the Daily News. It says, Kerry blew his chance, that he's delusional, and I think he thinks he's still wanted. He's not wanted anymore. He quotes all these big-name Democrats who apparently worked hard for Kerry in 2004, but now they just want him to go away. Nobody has enthusiasm for him.
No.
He should have won last time. He was running against that idiot.
Geraldine Ferraro has a better shot.
Yeah, they're right, by the way. I mean, I like John Kerry, but, I mean,
it's over.
It's over.
We have an article in page 7 of the Daily News about the Rolling Stones. They've been playing at Madison Square Garden, and they have some demands for backstage. Apparently, the Stones need a satellite or DirecTV hookup in Mick Jagger's dressing room so he can watch cricket. They need 3 $45 vases of white Casablanca lily arrangements with weeping eucalyptus. They need a space for a snooker table. And a snooker is a form of billiards, apparently.
Sure.
Jagger needs a 25-foot by 10-foot running room where he can warm up.
Right.
Go away. Whatever happened to bitches and blow?
That's not on this list.
Come on, man.
And they need 4 dozen long-stemmed white roses, de-thorned and wrapped in paper for the backup performers and crew before they will go on stage.
Right.
Okay. How about smelling salts to wake the audience?
Start me up.
A little unsure.
How about colostomy bags and Geritol?
Walter Cronkite, who's 89, and of course lost his
Speaking
wife.
of colostomy bags and Geritol.
And of course he lost his wife back in March, but he is keeping company. And his girlfriend apparently is Carly Simon's big sister, 45-year-old Joanna Simon. They live in the same apartment building and have been attending events together recently.
Well, what events?
It doesn't go into exactly what events.
Stones concerts.
She's sitting on his shoulders topless.
Well, that's a picture. William Shatner has sold his kidney stone for $25,000. The money going to a housing charity. He negotiated to sell to goldenpalace.com. Quote, this takes organ donors to a new height, maybe to a new low, but how much is a piece of me worth? The money is going to Habitat for Humanity. He says the stone was so big, quote, you'd want to wear it on your finger.
You just got to love Shatner.
It's disgusting. Ashley Banfield has been named to a new job.
We'll be doing that for the boss soon. Chuck, what should I do with this?
I have one. It's pretty good size, by the way.
It's nasty to look at, too.
Hey, what's the deal with Ashley Banfield?
She's got a new job. She has been teamed up with Jack Ford on Courtside, which is a new afternoon show on Court TV. It's going to be on from 1 to 3 and is going to be, quote, personality-driven.
Oh, only 2 hours?
Of Jack Ford and Ashley Banfield.
Right, exactly. Is that personality-driven?
Together at last.
So Dr. Phil says to me, I went to see Brokeback Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, why? And he says, well, that was all it was playing. Well, then do something else.
Why go to the movie?
You know.
You're at the movies. You can't get in to see Harry Potter. What are you going to do?
Put a hole in your popcorn box and...
Yeah, go somewhere else.
Go home.
Well, you got to be up on all these things.
Go to Ray Berry Pizza. Any place.
You got to
go to the strip joint.
Yeah.
Stupefied.
You got to be up on these things, man. I mean, it's behavior that I need to witness, to look at and try to understand.
Well, how did you like the movie?
I thought it was the worst piece of crap I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, you know, when the big point of the movie is that you got two cowboys, you know, riding each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the common attractions are, you know, it was just, I mean, it was kind of like watching whole movies of your life.
And nothing funny came out of it, obviously, for you.
Something funny is going to happen real soon. Because what happens to one of the cowboys in it when he gets beaten to death by the side of the road? That gave me a couple ideas.
32 after the hour. 5% of the world's oil?
Yeah, it's a major producer, and China and Russia are particularly close to Iran when it comes to either oil needs for China or whether it comes to nuclear equipment sales to Iran for Russia. So if the matter were, in fact, referred to the Security Council, there's a strong belief, I should say, that, you know, China and Russia would not allow much in the way of economic sanctions to go forward, but still tensions are growing. In the early February, the International Atomic Energy Agency is going to hold an emergency meeting to talk about what to do with respect to Iran and how to deal with them, since they're not allowing these inspections to go forward. And this is going to be a point of tension for the market, I think, for quite a while, because this is a wild card that nobody was really counting on. It's come up rather quickly. The new president has made some extraordinarily bellicose statements in recent days and weeks, and it's kind of all of a sudden shown up on everybody's radar screen, and it's sort of one of those imponderables that the market gets nervous about, and so is trying to find a way to deal with here.
Talking with Ron and Santa from, still have your job at CNBC, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You still have your radio thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So the wheels haven't completely come off?
No, not as far as I know. I mean, if you have information to the contrary, please let me know. But
just wobbling. Charles claims it's wobbling.
Well, listen, for somebody, I've never heard anybody describe himself as a balsamic nut.
Right. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Apple, Charles, did you tell me?
Oh, it was, but as Ron said, it disappointed apparently, but it was
they're phenomenal.
95% rise in quarterly profits on exploding sales of iPods.
Yeah, you know, the Apple has kind of recast the company entirely. Steve Jobs, after having come back, entirely redesigned Apple. The reason that they said that their earnings and revenues in the future might slow down is that they're transitioning from making the Mac the way they used to with a different set of computer chips. They're switching to Intel computer chips, and there's going to be a little bit of a changeover, and so that might slow things down a little bit for them, making a product transition, if you will. But the company's been on fire. The stock doubled, I think, in the last year or so. It was up 15% in the first part of this year. So, I mean, they missed earnings expectations by a penny a share, and the stock got hit. But the iPod, you know, has, as we know, has completely recast a lot of different businesses, music and soon TV.
When are they going to make the transition with the computers?
Well, they're in the process of doing that right now. They made that announcement at the Macworld show.
When can I get one?
Relatively soon, I imagine. But I mean, it's the new iMac is going to have Intel architecture, and it's going to make it more compatible with other software products, make it easier to use.
And 4 times faster.
And 4 times faster, yeah. So, look, I mean, the company's doing phenomenally well. The interesting thing...
Maybe Charles could do the business report. He seems to know more than you do about it.
Well, I was saying things as Charles was interrupting me.
Absolutely.
Right, okay.
I apologize.
That's okay. And one of the interesting things about Steve Jobs is Pixar, his animation company that, you know, is the...
Pixar, in negotiations with Disney, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reading the Wall Street Journal this morning, Charles.
Well, Charles already had that information, and Pixar valued at almost $7 billion, right?
Yeah, and there's not much expectation that Disney would pay more than that, but the Journal is reporting that they're in very sensitive...
What do you think, Charles?
...negotiations. Yeah, Charles?
I think it'll probably work out, quite frankly.
You know, Charles, one of the most interesting things that's been happening is this inverted yield curve has occurred in the bond market.
Just shut up now.
Right in the belly of the curve, we've seen
Just stop.
The 5-year note rate is now below the 10-year note. I was just wondering what you thought about that.
Did I tell you about the balsamic nut?
And these are the final days for Alan Greenspan, right?
Yeah, we are in the waning days here. On January 31st, Mr. Greenspan will give up after over 17, almost 18 years as Fed chairman. He'll give up the post, and on that day, the Fed's likely to raise rates another quarter point. And then Ben Bernanke takes over, who's a very, smart, engaging character. But, Mr. Greenspan has got probably one of the most notable legacies in the history of the Federal Reserve. And so I think, it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big transition. And we'll be down in Washington, D.C. on the 31st to focus on it and talk, not only about Mr. Greenspan's legacy, but as you can see, Ben Bernanke on, if you're watching MSNBC, both gentlemen flanking President Bush there on the day that he announced the changeover, announced the nomination of Ben Bernanke as Fed chairman. And, I think people are going to try to figure out now whether or not the Fed is done raising interest rates. The economy seems to be slowing a little bit. Inflation pressures seem to be well contained, as the Fed told us yesterday. So it may suggest the Fed has 1 or 2 more rate hikes to go, and then it's done for a while. And that could set the stage for a stock market rally. I mean, I think that's probably why the market began to rally so strongly early in the year.
Now, what's the deal with Elliot Spitzer, Steve? I'm following that.
That's Charles.
Why don't you tell me? Charles is reading the paper.
What's the deal with Elliot Spitzer in what regard?
Well, he's now facing a challenge in a Democratic primary from some Nassau County executive. And
Yeah. Well, I think that was bound to happen. I mean, I think
he's in trouble for threatening people and so on.
Well, there was a dispute with John Whitehead, who is a very well-respected character in downtown Manhattan, who's been involved in the Lower Manhattan Development Corporation. He is, a former government figure who, even in his advanced years, is still very vibrant, still very involved in municipal politics in New York and national issues. And they had a bit of an exchange that was unpleasant. Mr. Whitehead wrote about it and seemed to tarnish Elliot Spitzer's image just a little bit. But Mr. Spitzer, is well-funded. He is the favorite to take the governor's chair in the election this year, unless a credible challenger emerges, and so far we haven't seen that.
Of course, I had my dealings with him, but he's always fair with me. He's tough, but why don't you answer the question?
He went after conflict of interest issues that arose on Wall Street during the tech bubble of the 1990s. He has gone after mutual fund companies and hedge funds that engaged in practices that were considered at best unethical and at worst illegal. And a lot of reforms have come from his work. Now he's also in that process angered a lot of people and made, I think, a fair number of enemies. He went after Dick Grasso over his compensation, and that did not sit well with a host of individuals in New York City. So whether or not he has the full support of New York City is an open question. But New York's a big state, and he seems relatively popular among kind of the average citizen in New York, and most people believe he's got a pretty good chance of winning.
What's the deal about there's some porn down at the exchange? What's going on?
I'm sorry?
There's some porno somebody has down at the exchange. You know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that at all. Where'd you see that?
Bernie?
Apparently the future co-president of the New York Stock Exchange, the New York Post reported about a week ago.
I missed that.
In his or his current position that he is about to resign, he likes to keep porno, pictures of porn stars on his walls and, Pamela Anderson nude on his computer screen, stuff like that.
I don't believe Pamela Anderson qualifies as a porn star.
Well, who's going to be the future co-president?
Who are you talking about, Bill?
What's his name?
Well, John Thain is the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange.
And we like Thain.
He's the man.
Bill Bretz is the current co-president. I don't know who the future co-president is going to be.
Maybe we just
maybe Charles does.
Maybe Charles knows the answer to anything.
You know, they've gone through a rather sizable leadership change there, so I can't give you the names of everybody who's...
Or anybody. Not everybody, anybody.
He's the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
I don't know what else you need to know. I mean, he's the guy running the place. I happen to miss the porn story. I mean, I'm not quite as preoccupied with that issue as you gentlemen appear to be.
And you're going to have some pervert running the stock exchange.
Yeah, we don't need that.
That's a big story.
What's wrong with Thing? Let's keep him there.
Well, Thing's not going anywhere.
Oh, good, because I like him.
The exchange is merged with Archipelago, which is an electronic trading network, and they're in the process of revamping the way business is done there, and there are going to be new platforms. Interesting story yesterday, the Citigroup is also creating an electronic exchange, which may take business away from the New York Stock Exchange. A lot of these big firms might create their own electronic trading platforms, which will...
I knew that.
I know you did.
Charles knew that.
And you're looking good today, Charles, and my dad, by the way.
Thank you, Ron. So are you.
Now, that's that picture you got of me on MSNBC, though, has me probably about 10 or 15 pounds heavier than I am right now.
No, you look good.
His name is Jerry Putnam, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Jerry Putnam ring a bell?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, what's the deal with him?
I know, apparently he's, according to the New York Post, has some pornographic pictures in his office.
You would think that everybody would know about this.
Yeah, you would think.
Not the type of thing I
It's covering business news.
Well, that's not business news.
Of course it is.
That's a sidebar story that, is of limited interest and certainly marginal importance.
Yeah.
Well, it's
my Stern's getting $100 million a year. Limited interest.
Speaking of marginal importance, where's your $200 million payoff for one day?
Why don't you wait and see? But what about my business?
Yeah,
Shrimp.
Yeah. Come on.
Limited interest. It's a joke.
Billiard ball head. Come on.
Well, I think what's wrong with me is my immune system now actually is
robust.
Is so robust,
right,
that even when I get sick,
it's very powerful.
This is really all it amounts to. I just don't feel great.
Yeah.
My voice gets thin,
When in fact, the average individual would be absolutely on a respirator right now, and there would be people gathered around the bed, and they would be in an oxygen tent, and they'd say, well, what they'd be talking to the hospital ethicist saying, well, should we unplug them?
Exactly.
Or what should we do?
We can dream, can't we?
Ask that question?
We can dream, can't we?
Why don't you sweat some more, Fatso? You are making me sick. I mean, you look like you just went on a water ride.
Attack his immune system, Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I already got that one. We had a little Drano in the muffin before.
Now wait a minute. Imus in the morning.
Please stay tuned to the following public announcement. The government and private banks are liquidating houses now. These houses have been foreclosed, confiscated, or repossessed and will be sold. Homes may be sold for little or no money down. For a list of foreclosures, call 800-494-0890. Every house must be sold. There's currently a large inventory of homes and properties available. The government and banks are very motivated to sell these homes. Homes may be sold for little or no money down. Call 800-494-0890 for a list of foreclosed homes and properties. We currently have over 30,000 foreclosures in our database. I repeat, this is a public announcement. Government and private bank foreclosures are being liquidated now. Homes may be sold for little or no money down. Huge inventory of foreclosed homes and properties. Call CRN for your foreclosure list at 800-494-0890. That's 800-494-0890.
So, Marcel Hosa of the New York Rangers. How is it here living in New York? Any different from Canada?
Well, I'm not from Canada, but sure, the pace, the excitement, and the convenience is, I just bought a certified pre-owned BMW and handled everything online.
Oh, online, eh?
I said I'm not from Canada, but at the DeFeoBMW.com.
Oh, so you got your car from DeFeoBMW.com, eh?
Yeah, but not with the Canadian accent, eh? Anyway, after a few quick emails, I went to DeFeo BMW in Tenafly right over the George Washington Bridge. The papers were ready, my X5 was ready, and I was back to my apartment in no time.
So there it is, Marcel Hosa, happy in New York. Ooh, hey, isn't that hunky-dory, eh?
You better cut it out.
Oh, better cut it out, eh? Oh, hey,
DeFeo BMW, minute minutes away in Tenafly, New Jersey. Seconds off the internet at DeFeo, D-I-F-E-O, BMW.com. Home and office deliveries welcome. Special lease and finance rates through BMW Financial Services.
Welcome back. We're talking with Byron Udell, founder of AccuQuote, the man who's been saving people a fortune on their life insurance for almost 20 years. Byron, how do you do it?
It's easy. Right over the phone, we compare the rates and features of hundreds of life insurance products. Then we recommend the best values.
How much can you really save?
We've helped tens of thousands of people save up to 70%. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can buy $500,000 of 10-year term for less than $20 a month. And there are now term policies that guarantee your money back, even if you don't die.
It sounds like the place to go if you're looking for life insurance.
It really is. One simple 5-minute call could save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
Well, to find out how much you can save, call 800-500-3353 or visit AccuQuote.com. Again, that's 800-500-3353. 800-500-3353.
Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
You're now seeing live pictures of a lunar module.
All the way from Liverpool.
There are thousands watching on Washington as a generation as unique as this needs a new generation of personal financial planning. We are the personal advisors of Ameriprise Financial, formerly American Express Financial Advisors. To set up an appointment with a local financial advisor today, call 1-800-AMERIPRISE. That's 1-800-263-7477. Ameriprise Financial Services, number NASD and SIPC.
Why do energy drinks make you crash? I'm Dr. James Bragman, host of Prescription for Health. The answer is large amounts of sugar and caffeine. That's why I recommend 5-Hour Energy. It gives you hours of energy without the crash. 5-Hour Energy contains B vitamins, enzymes, and amino acids. Zero sugar and just enough caffeine. So if your energy drink makes you crash, then switch to 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later.
Go straight to your nearest Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, GNC, or 7-Eleven now for 5-Hour Energy. I'm Debbie Drive-By with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Success Rice. By adding a few simple ingredients, you can make a really quick meal that's really good for you. With Success Brown Rice, whole grain goodness that saves a whole lot of time. Now that's success. On Long Island in Nassau County, eastbound Northern State, right before Lakeville Road, accident on the right shoulder of the exit ramp, slowing things down. Westbound, you're heavy Route 110, slow again at 106, 107. Eastbound Belt Parkway in Brooklyn is heavy from Bay 8th Street to Cropsey Avenue. Disabled vehicle takes out the right lane there. In Queens, northbound on the Whitestone Expressway at 20th Avenue, there's a stall in the process of being pushed off to the side. And eastbound Cross Bronx is heavy from the Bronx River Parkway to Westchester Avenue. We have a broken down bus blocking one lane. Inbound George takes the upper deck. The lower has 35-minute delays because of construction. 15 at the Holland Easing at the Lincoln. The Imus in the morning forecast, sunshine, 45. Currently 35. I'm Debbie Drive-By with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol.
Happy birthday, Shirley. How does it feel? You sure look great.
Thanks, Edward. I certainly don't feel any older, even with my baby granddaughter.
Here, I got you a card.
A doctor's appointment card for a flu shot? You're too generous. But I don't need the shot. I never got the flu.
Yeah, I used to think that way, too, until my grandson Tommy brought the flu home. I never want to be that sick again. In fact, for those of us in the grandparent years, the flu can kill.
Is the vaccine safe?
Oh, it's a whole lot safer than the flu. I've gotten my shot for years. And that granddaughter of yours should get one, too.
Well, I always listen to my elders.
Oh,
I'll give my doctor a call. Every year, 36,000 Americans die from the flu. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, now is the time to protect yourself and your family from influenza. If you're 50 or older or have a long-term medical condition, you need a flu shot every year. Pregnant women and kids 6 to 23 months need a shot, too. Make an appointment with your doctor today or call 311 to find out where you can get a flu shot. A message from the New York City Health Department.
Do you know why you get wrinkles? Did you know that you can finally do something about it? At home, you get wrinkles because your skin loses collagen. Now you can restore collagen with Hydroderm Beverly Hills. This patented fast-acting wrinkle-reducing serum actually delivers full, intact collagen molecules directly to the skin. To try it free, call 1-800-441-9391. When you were young, collagen made your skin feel smooth and firm. As you aged, you lost collagen, and you developed wrinkles. Now you don't have to get injections to restore your youth. Hydroderm feels light and silky, but it's also powerful. With Hydroderm, you can enjoy the stunning and flawless skin that you deserve. For a limited time, get your free trial of Hyderderm by calling 1-800-441-9391. A free trial just for calling. Call 1-800-441-9391. That's 1-800-441-9391. Call now before this free trial offer expires. 1-800-441-9391.
OnStar emergency, this is John.
I've been in a car wreck.
Do you have any injuries there in the vehicle?
My daughter is hurt in the back seat.
Stop and ask yourself, what would you do if this were you?
Okay, it looks like here, Hilltop Drive. I'm going to contact emergency services.
Could you give your exact location?
Dispatch. This is John with OnStar. I have a crash with airbag deployment on State Highway 132.
Could you get the help you need in time?
Ma'am, what's going on?
This car was spinning, lost control. He's probably going about 50 miles an hour. He's hit me.
How badly is your daughter hurt?
My sister and her leg hurt.
All right, we'll get help out to you.
Will you get OnStar before or after you need it?
Is that emergency services?
The ambulance is on the scene now. Thank you.
Choose a vehicle that could help save your life. Choose a vehicle with OnStar. To learn more, visit OnStar.com. OnStar by GM.
Yeah, it sounds typical for a software company, but we started in the garage. Actually, the servers were in the garage, and I was in the kitchen drinking lots of coffee.
Chris Johnson, founder and CEO, Priasoft.
Maybe it was all that coffee, but I was definitely nervous going out on my own. You leave a cush job with expense accounts, a nice office, but I felt boxed in there. I wanted to build something, and I found a $700 million email market. But unfortunately, dreams don't pay the overhead. American Express saw the opportunity I saw. It really helped make sure my humble beginnings didn't last forever.
Being open-minded is how small business owners approach their business and how American Express serves them. Open to giving Chris the financing he needed 2 years before his bank would. To see how American Express can help your small business, visit open.com or call 1-800-NOW-OPEN.
A few brown bag lunches here and there, but we're making a good run at it.
Copyright 2006, CBS Radio. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment.
It's the AFC and NFC Championships this Sunday as Denver hosts Pittsburgh at 2 p.m., followed by Carolina at Seattle at 6:30. All here on your flagship station for Imus in the morning, Mike and the Mad Dog in the afternoon, and Super Bowl 40 on February 5th. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Morning at 10 o'clock, this is John Minko. A wild ending to the Knicks Bulls game last night in Chicago. Ben Gordon hits the game-winning three at the buzzer in overtime after Jamal Crawford had tied the game with a three, 106-104 the final. Now, just previous, Antonio Davis climbed into the stands after seeing his wife threatened during a timeout. He climbed 10 rows up before being escorted off the court and ejected. Here's Knicks coach Larry Brown.
That thing that happened in the stands had nothing to do with the two teams. You know, that's a man concerned about his family. You know, we needed him out there, but I don't blame him. I don't think anybody blames him.
Knicks home to the Pistons tonight. Nets picking up a 101-90 win over the Sixers in Philadelphia. Vince Carter, 31 points and 10 assists.
Offensively, just be aggressive, share the ball, take what the defense gives you. We knew that they were going to in the post, they were going to come, try to double team, so just make sure, you know, we can make quick decisions. Either going to shoot it, pass it, you know, just make sure just move the ball and, you know, just find the open guy. And the open guy tonight was knocking down shots.
Richard Jefferson, a big night, 20 points and 16 rebounds. Allen Iverson, 36. The Nets have won 12 of 15. Devils hockey on the Fan. Devils in Nashville. That's on the Fan at 7:50. Rangers in Pittsburgh. Islanders in Carolina. And the story at the Australian Open, third seed Leighton Hewitt is history, eliminated by Juan Ignacio Chela in 4 sets. Sports sponsored by Lowe's and also brought to you by Boar's Head. Boar's Head, you know they make the best turkey. Did you know they make the best chicken? Boar's Head, the sandwich chicken. And WFAN wants your business to adopt the New York City Public Schools just like we've adopted PS 166. Get all the information on our website at WFAN.com. 35 degrees and sunshine. That's what's happening. This is John Minko with 2020 Sports on WFAN. Your home for the Mike and the Mad Dog program weekdays 1 until 6:30.
At Lowe's, we know January means it's time for New Year's resolutions.
This year, I resolved to do every home improvement project that I resolved to do last year.
That's why from January 19th through the 23rd, we're having a huge January clearance event.
I resolved to make big changes in my small appliances.
Now through Monday, save 10% off our full selection of in-stock small appliances and microwaves.
I resolved to finally learn what a miter saw does.
Save 10 to 50% off top brands in hand tools, power tools, and benchtop tools. Plus, get 50% off all Black & Decker straight line laser levels.
We resolved to finally come clean.
And get a new washer and dryer.
And get 10% off all in-stock Whirlpool brand washers and dryers. Plus free next-day local delivery and haul away on all major appliance purchases.
I resolved
to
get over to Lowe's.
I'll drive.
Lowe's, improving home improvement. Lowe's is your source for tax credit-eligible energy-saving products. Get up to $500 tax credit on certain energy-saving products like doors, windows, and insulation. See your local store or Lowe's.com/energy for complete information.
Toyota, the bigger, more powerful, all-new RAV4 with 40% more cargo space and available third-row seats. The all-new RAV4 from Toyota, moving forward.
Walmart and Sam's Club have teamed up with Humana to provide you with all the information you need about the new Medicare prescription drug benefit. Enroll today. Log on to walmart.com/Medicare or talk with your Walmart pharmacist or Humana sales representative. Walmart and Sam's Club pharmacies accept all Medicare prescription drug benefit plans. Medicare-approved HMO, PPO, and PFFS plans available to anyone enrolled in Part B and entitled to Part A of Medicare through age or disability. Co-payment, service area, and benefit limitations may apply.
And the winner is number 28. Number 28 is a winner.
I won!
Oh, I'm sorry. 10. The winner is 10.
No!
Hey, accuracy is important, especially when it comes to money. At Progressive Direct, we're sure about the numbers we give you for competitors' car insurance rates because we spend thousands of hours every week making sure they're accurate. So for numbers you can count on, visit Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Progressive Household Insurance Company and its affiliates may have village, Ohio. Available in most states and situations.
Joe Benigno. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
10:05 on a fan and a very good Thursday morning to you. It's the Midday Show with Joe Benigno. 718-937-6666 is the phone number carrying you right through to 1 o'clock when of course the Mike and the Mad Dog program will come your way. Dove Kramer, the incomparable Sugar Ray Martell on the other side of the glass. And we got a lot to do on the show today. We're going to have Kevin Mawai coming up pretty shortly, talk about the Jet coaching situation with Eric Mangini. Kurt Warner, the former Giant and Ram quarterback now with the Cardinals, will join us at 10:30. His Cardinal team played both the Seattle Seahawks this year and the Carolina Panthers, so we'll get his feel on how he sees the NFC Championship game coming up on Sunday. We got box office blitzes today, Knicks neck tickets to give away. So we got a lot of stuff to do. But I'm going to open the show with this whole situation that occurred last night in the Knicks Bull game. The Knicks lose a tough one. No Stephon Marbury had his consecutive game streak of 280 consecutive games played ended because of that injury he got when he got that, what he calls a dirty pick from Wally Szczerbiak in Monday's loss at the Garden to the Timberwolves. But they lost to the Bulls last night, 106-104 in overtime when Ben Gordon hit the shot at the buzzer to win the game for the Bulls. But the big story was Antonio Davis with about, I don't know, maybe a minute to go in the OT, just, going up on top of the scorer's table and then going into the stands because some heckler was giving his wife a hard time. Now, Davis is from Chicago, played for the Bulls for a while. But we've got Mawai with us right now. I tell you what, we'll hold the whole thing on Antonio Davis, and let's get with Kevin Mawai because he's joining us right now. Number 68, of course. Longtime outstanding center for the Jets. Kevin, Joe Benigno, how you doing?
Doing great, Joe. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about this whole thing with Mangini? I mean, what's your thoughts on the new head coach, Kevin?
Well, I'm glad we got one. So, I mean, more than anything, just the longer you wait in this time period without a coach, the harder it is to find a quality coach. And I think we have a good coach. I've been around him before, and he comes from a winning program, and has, everybody talking about the great pedigree that he has, and I'm excited for what's going to happen next year.
Were you surprised what happened with Herman, Kevin? I mean, we heard the rumors from basically the middle of the season about Kansas City. Did it shock you that he left?
No, it wasn't shocking at all. I think I've told people this over the last 2 weeks that as an older player, you just kind of expect stuff like this to happen, and I'm not mad at him. I'm happy for him if he's happy, and it happened, and it's a business, and a lot of times people don't realize that football's a business, and coaches go and players move, and it's just part of the game.
How are you feeling these days?
I'm doing great, man. Rehab's going well, and I expect a full recovery, and I expect 100% participation in the off-season program.
Does it bother you at all? Now, if I'm not mistaken, you were right around the same age as Mancini, right?
Actually, I guess today's his birthday.
Right.
He turns 35 today. I turned 35 on Monday.
Okay, so you're a couple days younger than him.
Yeah.
How would it be with a coach that you are basically the same age as? I mean, that's something that's never happened to you, right?
No, well, my offensive line coach, Doug Marone's a young guy and probably the closest in age as far as coach that I've ever had. But to me, I don't have an issue with that. He's a coach, and and he deserves the respect as a head coach. And regardless if he's older than me or younger than me, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's a lot of football I can learn from him, and there's a lot of things that, from the offensive line perspective, that I'm sure he can learn from me. And we're in this together. But when it boils down to it, he's the boss, and I respect him because of his position.
Have you talked to any other guys on the team? We're talking to Kevin Mawae, of course, the center for the Jets. Have you talked to anybody else about their feelings on Mancini coming in, Kevin?
No, there's not a whole lot of guys around right now, and we've, the guys that are here, we've kind of just talked about it a little bit, but nobody seems concerned. Everybody's excited that we got a new coach, and we're ready to move forward, and now the biggest thing is everybody's waiting to see who their new position coaches are going to be, and that's just, like I said, it's part of the game.
How tough was it for you this year, Kevin? I mean, it's been pretty good. You guys went to the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years coming into this season, and of course everything went down in that Jacksonville game with the quarterbacks and everything. But how difficult was it? Of course you missed basically half the year. But how tough was it on you?
Well, I think personally for myself it was tough because I'm not accustomed to watching the game from the sideline, and so just having to deal with it in that sense was pretty difficult for me. But after the first 3 or 4 weeks of not practicing and playing, my role shifted from being a player to being, I guess, a cheerleader and a veteran guy that can help out in any way that he could. And I tried to do that. And it was frustrating to see and how bad our team played this year, because it's not something that it's not the way we have played in the past over the 8 years that I've been here. This may have been the most disappointing season, but we'll bounce back from it and be better next year.
How about the whole salary cap thing here, Kevin? Because this certainly affects you. You've been a veteran. You've been around for a while. You're making real good money, and we all know that the Jets, the cap situation is brutal right now.
Yeah.